Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps us more than you could imagine.
All right, welcome back. It is episode number 21, and we actually recently just passed a mad milestone.
Well,
250,000 subscribers.
yes,
Come
let's
on now.
go, baby.
So here we're joined by the very talented George, and you are the owner of one of both mine and Chip's sort of favorite brands at the minute, Represent Clothing. And yeah, I guess if you just be kind enough to introduce yourself, what you do, that sort of thing.
Yeah, man. Well, my name's George. I'm 27, owner of the brand Represent, creative director, CEO, whatever you want to call it. Don't really like putting a name on it, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Started this brand nearly 10 years ago now.
2012?
2012. Well, 2011 it came about, but 2012 I actually like started the website.
Yeah, so it started going.
Yeah, exactly. Built it from there. It's been a wrecking ball since.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. It's been. I mean, I remember, what was it? I think the first time I heard of the Represent brand was probably like 3-4 years ago. And I just remember seeing, I think it was one of my friends was just wearing one of the pieces, and then I remember to ask him, like, "Oh, where'd you get that from?" It was Represent, and then I didn't really take notice of it. And then next thing I knew, quite a few of my friends from there, and I don't know if there was like a certain point where you were like, okay, now it's really starting to kick off, but I felt as though 3 or 4 years ago, at least when I started to see things.
Yeah, 2016 was like the turning point for us. Made a really good collection, and it just got, everyone just loved it.
What was the
It
collection?
hit a lot of markets. It was called Dusk, and it was like it was all like washed out, oversized stuff.
I
And
think
it was
I
when
remember this.
it was when like Yeezy season was just starting,
Mm-hmm.
and like this more casual look to menswear was coming on the runway. And
Was it all the distressed, like,
Yeah, exactly,
with like
yeah.
little holes in it or whatever?
Is that when you started like doing your denim?
yeah,
Because
well,
that
no,
was
the denim,
popular.
the denim was longer than that ago. Actually, that was what made the brand. Like in 2014, we did a fit of denim which my grandma actually made for me.
Wait, your grandma made it for you?
My grandma made it for me. She was a seamstress, and
What?
I had a pair of cheap Mondays that I loved the fit of, but they were never fitted enough towards the leg, towards the bottom of the leg. And she'd like fit them all for me, and I had like 4 pairs of black that I'd just rotate through. And everyone always loved them and said like, what are these pants? And I'd wear them as school pants. So everyone in school was like, oh, like skinny jeans were just coming in then. So everyone was trying to understand what this pant was. So I thought, fuck it, we'll try and do it. Try and put it through Represent, because at the time we just had like printed t-shirts.
Yeah.
So I sent this pant off to China and came back perfect, and we like literally just used to sell black jeans like every single day, hundreds of pairs. Yeah.
So that was like the one item that took you guys from just like,
yeah,
you know,
I suppose when people say like what was the one thing that happened, it was that pair of denim.
your grandma gave you the key.
Yeah,
Your
no,
grandma
she
gave
did,
the
yeah.
That is
imprint.
so
She
sick,
had
you
the
know.
imprint on the
It's
brand.
crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
She set it up. That's pretty good. So that was a turning point for the brand. That specific.
It wasn't
set of
like
jeans.
one day it just happened.
Yeah.
But like that's what like propelled us to be able to like have the cash to be able to do what we wanted to do and turn it into an actual label rather than just a t-shirt brand.
Yeah, I mean, because Chip was telling me just before you came in as well, like when he first got, because you've been sort of following Represent's journey from early doors, and you were telling me the first
doors.
T-shirt that you got.
Yes.
What was it? Describe
so
it.
I've got it. It was like a light green, paint splatters, Represent on there with a handwriting.
Shit.
Yeah. So this is, and
Do
also
you remember this?
this is very early doors. Probably got the t-shirt for about £25.
Yeah, dude, we put it in Foot Asylum.
Yeah, did you? I didn't
yeah,
even
that
know
collection. That was the first like real collection we did, 2013.
Yeah.
It was like sub-dyed. And
Yeah.
the logo was cut out of it in
Yeah.
white, like signature.
There was also a black one that had like a
Yeah.
little speckles on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that. Also had a little hat beanie with
Yeah.
the logo on the front.
Was
Yeah.
this like the era, you know, when hype was becoming a thing?
Dude, we
This was-
collabed with Hype on that collection.
Yeah,
That
because
was like the thing.
that when he says that, I literally just think like back in
That hype
in that
style.
era,
Yeah.
it was all about hype, and that it was the exact pattern. It was like the really colorful, and then you had sort of like the handwriting logo across the front. And at the time, that was just
Are
absolutely
they
popping.
still going as a brand?
I don't.
Yeah, I think it's
Is
like
it
a
still
kids
about?
brand now. Yeah.
Kids
Yeah,
brand,
mainly
yeah,
kids.
okay.
You do
The one
see
in-
like little 12-year-olds cutting about in it.
Bro,
Yeah, the backpacks I think do really
Yeah.
well.
yeah. Every
we
school
both
kid.
went in massive separate directions. We started together, like as like young lads doing the brands, because we do all the trade shows together.
Did you know the guy that ran the brand?
Yeah, some weird stuff happened with the owners, and
Really?
yeah, I don't know what happened.
I remember I remember at the probably like 2 years or a year after they sort of blew up. I remember just seeing the brand was sort of just in the headlines for like successful reasons. They were like, oh, it's getting bought out for XYZ, and then I was literally there like, these lot in the space of 2 years have just gone and absolutely caked it. But now the brand seems to have gone like in the complete other direction. Like it's just geared towards something
some
else.
bad stuff happened with like one of their suppliers buying them out, and they
Messing
fell out,
up.
and
Yeah.
usually happens when there's like two young lads at the helm of a brand, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you started this with your brother,
Yeah,
is that right?
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, and what have you guys been doing it from the beginning, or is it one of you guys and then you were like, come on, brother, like join
yeah,
me on this
yeah.
journey. Like I'm going to the moon here.
Yeah, literally. No, I started it as a college project on my own, and then through university, I was just doing it day and night whilst I was doing my uni work. And Mike came in after that because that's when stuff started selling.
Yeah,
and he was already doing the graphics for me, and he's a better graphic designer than me.
Did you both do the same thing at uni?
Yeah,
or?
we both. Like, I just followed him everything he did.
Yeah.
Like
Is he an older brother? Sorry.
Yeah, he was
okay.
he was my big brother. So through school and stuff, we were very like art driven. Everything had to be creative, and we didn't like the way like life was without art. So whatever he did, I kind of just followed in his footsteps. Then I started the brand, and he jumped on that.
So now you do it together.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy working with him? Is it like?
It's fucking mint. Yeah, I love it. I'd
Really?
never asked for
I could
someone
imagine
else.
like working with your brother.
Yeah, we're so different, but we have the same vision.
Yeah.
He's
That's
very
good.
like meticulous and he'll see stuff through. Like with everything he does, spend a long time on it. I'm more urgent. I like to get stuff done and get put product out. So we like work hand in hand.
Does one of you focus on the business side of things and the other creative, or you both try and do a bit of both?
I focus more on the business, but I also do the creative, as in I like designing garments.
Yeah.
He likes designing graphics. Like the thing you're wearing now, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
So the
But
graphic
like,
was him.
Exactly. But
You'll
like these
work
pants are
more.
me.
You'll work more on how it fits and.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so cool. I mean, because one of the things that, and I also read up as well that there is sort of like this rule within business, or and you sort of gone against it, which was like never mix your friends or family with business.
Yeah.
And you've sort of just said, fuck that, and you went and hired a bunch of friends and you own it with your brother. So like, and obviously it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
But like, what's that? Surely there comes a time where it's one of your mates isn't necessarily pulling their weight, they may be slacking a little bit, and you've got to go, look, you need to either step it up, and surely there's some sort of like tension in that when it comes to
there is, but there's also like the element of like mutual respect, and if you can work hard and your mates can work hard and you're working on the same thing and there's benefits for both of you, and like you're both building your careers through it, then that never really came into place.
Yeah. Have you ever had to fire a friend? Because I can imagine that is probably
but for bad things though, like for stealing. Fired like best friends for stealing, but never like fired them because they're not good at the job, because you can always put someone into a different part of the business.
Okay.
Give them something else to do, I guess. Yeah.
So you only fire them really if they're getting like straight red cards, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting, because I've sort of I've had similar sort of experiences, but I've always been maybe a little bit too scared to work directly with friends, because I just have that like internal fear. I'd love to be able to work with friends, because you sort of it almost feels like 10 times better when you both win, because it's like you.
Not only that, like that's your environment, that's who you're around.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to be with them in work as well?
Can bring you up, makes the journey way better, experience of everything. But like you make a good point.
I understand people say don't mix it, but what are you two are friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
You two are sat next to each other now doing business.
It's true.
Yeah, it's true. But neither of us could fire each other.
I don't know. We could fall out.
Yeah, exactly.
You could fall out.
But you should have the same mindset in business.
Yeah.
Like I'd never fire Mike.
Yeah.
He'd never fire me. We wouldn't fire people.
When you love something and you're working together on it, if you both love it as much as you say you do,
yeah,
you're gonna work hard for it, aren't
if
you?
you've got the same vision, there's like, and that vision always stays ahead of you, and you don't like go and get that thing that you need, and then it's over.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it's
You're
true.
always on like a path.
Yeah, I think it's probably quite important as well to sort of figure out, you know, there's probably the right friends and things. I think the reason why me and Chip work well is because we both have strengths in different departments, and we both recognize that, and we both, so like Chip, when it comes, he'll design the set, he'll get the set, you know, he'll do all that stuff, and then when it comes to you know, sorting out the studios, the paperwork, all that stuff, I do all that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it
where
works
where
in
your
sense.
weaknesses lie, your strengths are there.
Yeah.
And it
works
just
hand in
it
hand.
makes a
Yeah.
perfect partnership, to be
Exactly.
fair. You know, I couldn't do it on my own.
Yeah.
Don't want to gas you up too much.
Alright, boys.
Come on now. Well, it's usually this part of the podcast where we go through who's drinking what. And we'll start with Chip. Chip's
I'm drinking
is
the
actually empty.
same thing I'm always drinking. Well, it's empty right now, but my lovely lady Amrita is going to hit me with a top up. But it's a
What
vodka
is it?
cranberry.
Vodka cranberry.
Vodka cranberry.
I'm going with the gin and tonic. And
You
then,
actually on a gin and tonic there?
yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
I
this
thought
is
you were
a
drinking
gin and Sprite.
All right.
So. Yeah, and then that looks pretty dangerous. That looks lethal. What's in there?
That's water.
Yeah, but there is actually
Good
you've
reason.
yeah, I feel like I've seen on your stories and things like that. You've been doing something called, what is it? 75
hard.
Yeah. It's just it's like a mental toughness program. It's not
Mate,
really
it really is nuts though.
Yeah, the rules are pretty nuts, but
Yeah.
but I've been implementing them things into my life over the past few years, so it's not been like very difficult.
Yeah.
It's just tough to get 2 workouts in a day, and like
So what are the rules? Sorry, can you?
so it's 2 workouts a day. They got to be like 45 minutes minimum. There's no drinking.
Yeah.
Got to take a progress picture every day.
Yeah.
You've got to read at least 10 pages of a book, and drink 2 gallons of water. That's it.
How many liters is that?
You can choose your own diet. Like you stick to the
Yeah.
diet. You can't cheat your diet, but you can choose your own diet.
Okay.
So if you want to be gaining weight, then you can.
just
That's fine.
yeah,
So
that's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to cut.
Or your diet can literally be cut sweets out.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
I get what you're saying.
You choose
yeah.
your own diet. It's not about the diet plan. It's about like the mental toughness and being able to discipline yourself.
Mate, I think the tough part of the bit that you said would be the 2 workouts a day. So like the 1 workout a day, I prefer to get mine done in the morning.
Yeah.
And then that way, sort of like I'm awake, I'm ready, I feel better for it, and I just crack on with the day. But then it's like, do you split it up, one in the morning, one in the evening?
Yeah, when I get home from work, I'll just go and do some cardio outside.
Really? Okay.
I'll go and do a row or something like that. Just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
45 minute run. What's that like?
But
10K?
but you
Maybe
can
something
do a
like that.
walk. You can do whatever you want. There's
Right.
no
as long
rules.
as you are actively doing something,
Exactly,
then that
yeah.
counts.
It's not about what you're doing. It's about getting it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And signing it off every day. And there's like an app for it and stuff where you can track your progress.
So with all that you're doing, what time are you waking up at the moment?
I wake up about 4:45.
Oh
Every-
my, wait,
every-
quarter
every
to
single day?
5.
Yeah.
4:45.
45.
I've done it for like over a year now. Just
Why?
because
This is dedication.
I like mornings. I'm a morning guy.
Really?
Most of my energy is in the morning.
Yeah.
I just figured that out by waking up earlier, and if I train in the morning, I've got more energy in like for the start of work and all my employees coming in, and the energy's higher. Just
Are you the
because-
first at the office?
Yeah, always.
Yeah, I was about to say.
What time would you normally get to the office?
Oh, I only get there like 7:45. But I'll train first, and then I'll eat, and
Yeah.
then whatever.
I mean, you got plenty of time before that, I suppose.
Right, so you go in bed. So you must be going to bed around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Do you not feel
it's
like you're
bad.
missing out? Like a lot of the good stuff
No.
happens between like 9 and 12.
Yeah, but not really at the moment. Like I said, I'll do this until like the world opens up and I can go away
Yeah.
again. Be like,
Yeah.
like whilst I'm at home, I want to get my stuff done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the world opens up again, couple Shoreditch bars are back open.
Yeah, 6
And
a.m.
you've got to
innit?
be out till
Oh mate,
6
I
a.m.
lie until 6. Yeah, that sounds.
Nah.
But it's funny because recently I've been starting to say, right, I need to get up earlier. I keep getting up around 10 right now.
Right.
Because
same
I
for
have like, you know,
10's fucking late. Shit.
That is
That's like lunch
so
for me.
early for me.
mate, that's 5 hours after you wake up. But at the
But
same
dude,
time,
I'm asleep at 8. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah,
We're
the
just
hours
on a
are the
different
same, right?
schedule.
Yeah.
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 You're still getting 8
Mate,
hours.
the amount of people that DM me every day about it, like, how do you go to bed so early? How are you waking up so early?
Yeah.
Dude, I just go to bed earlier than you do. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Yeah.
Still the
It's not-
same hours.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
hard. I still get my 8 hours.
You live on like the US time zone in the UK.
Yeah.
Like you
It's
live,
'cause I
you
wanna
literally
move there,
live in
man.
New York. New York is 5 hours behind us, right? You're just living that life.
Yeah.
That is
I'm conditioning myself for when I leave.
really.
You reckon you're going to leave, move abroad?
I want
possibly?
to move to LA.
Yeah, I did hear that you like that.
In the next few years, I do. Yeah.
What is it you like
a
about
goal.
the place? The lifestyle?
Just the
everything
weather,
about
everything, the girls, man, everything.
it
All
is
of
a
it.
good
The
place to
food,
be
the
back.
drink.
I agree with. I don't like the
Love it all.
people. I like LA
Yeah, but
except for the people
That
and
is-
the traffic. The traffic is dead. It's
traffic
so
is
Everyone
very
long.
said, the traffic sucks.
So
If you
bad.
get the times wrong, the traffic
Yeah.
sucks. But if you wake up at 4 a.m.,
Yeah,
That's true.
It's
That's
different.
true.
do it. Nah,
Over there, you'd be waking up at 1 a.m.
Yeah. No, that's the problem is why I can't go now is the time zone. Like
Yeah.
I would actually have to be waking up at like 2 a.m. to do calls back here to work, but I don't want to be doing that yet.
No, there's something about LA that I agree. The weather out there, I feel like I
weather
do
is
want to
unreal.
move to a place where the weather is better because I
Palm
think for
trees
me,
as well.
for me, the weather makes
That's it, man.
such a difference.
The weather has a direct
Impact.
influence on your mood,
Yeah.
right?
100%.
I'm happier when it's good weather.
Yeah, of course.
Whether it's here in summer or whether it's abroad, like you're happier when it's sunny.
When you wake up, you look out the window, you see them blue skies.
Oh,
Not a
don't
cloud,
gas me
not
up
a
right
cloud
now,
in
Chip.
sight. You check the London weather app, you see what? 20 degrees.
Yeah, but then you look
ready.
at tomorrow and it's back to raining and you're like, what's
yeah,
the point in
with
this?
30-mile-per-hour winds.
The problem is with England is when it is really nice weather, because it is, everyone's trying to make the most of it. So everywhere's too busy anyway.
Yeah.
Everywhere's
So you
right.
can't really do anything.
You go to the park and it's about 10,000 people. in
Yeah.
there.
And you got the Donnies backing off their tops with the beer bellies out, and
Yeah.
you're there just like, I didn't come to the park to see this.
And then you've got the ultra ripped guys, and you're just there like,
I need to
you're
go
with
to
a
the
little
gym.
beer belly,
Yeah.
like, too many vodka cranberries.
We had a good summer last year though, didn't we? That
was
was good, man.
Really
That was
good.
fucking sick.
But the best summer that I've had is
World Cup?
2018 was that? Was it 2018?
Yeah.
Was that World Cup summer?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Love the BTS Alex has just said
I'm
just
not- I'm
compared
not a
Love Island
fan.
Who?
Island to
What
World
the fuck's
Cup.
that?
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
But no,
the World Cup-
that
was
World
good.
Cup phenomenal. Do you watch
Yeah.
much football?
Don't watch football, but I watched the World Cup and I watched the
Yeah.
Euros.
Yeah.
I was
Euros
actually in a bar in LA when England got knocked out,
Pain.
and it was like 11 a.m. there, and we were drinking in this like Saddle Ranch, it's called.
Uh-huh.
And it was, I was
I've
so
seen that.
upset.
That's the
Man,
spot
I
all the
was
TikTokers go
Saddle
to.
Yeah,
Ranch.
they do, yeah.
Yeah.
All the TikTokers
Everyone
are
goes
Saddle
there.
Ranch, heard about that.
one of the TikTok donnies had a scrap there, you know.
Yeah, Bryce Hall, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. I
Yeah.
saw him have a scrap. So why is that place so popular?
It's just popular because it's always open and it serves shitloads of food, and like it's just the bar that you go. It's like a ranch.
Is
do
it
you
a
know
good
what I mean?
spot?
yeah.
Yeah, it's sick.
good.
It's got a good atmosphere, and they're always playing like old rock songs, and there's like
Okay,
one
nice.
of them bull things that you ride, and it's pretty cool.
Okay, I've wanted to do one of them bull riding things.
When you were there, you were watching England Croatia, right?
Yeah.
When it got knocked out, was it like anybody really interested, or was it?
Oh
just
yeah,
you?
there was English people in there.
Really?
Yeah, loads.
Packed.
Mate, there's a lot of English people in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I mean that for me, that World Cup. Where was I was in Ibiza at the time. So
Were you?
that you want to talk about like
Getting upset.
yeah. Terrible British people abroad in Ibiza.
remember where
It was
I was.
primed, and I remember there the free kick went in, and obviously we thought we'd done it at that
Yeah.
point. And it was carnage in there, and then by the end of it, like glasses
Where
were
was
getting
it? I
smashed, and I
was
was there
in
like,
Shoreditch.
I hate British people. What's that?
You were in Ibiza living up. I was in Shoreditch.
Yeah, there's the clips of like people. I think it was
Bar kick.
Finsbury Park, where they had the whole crowd, and there's that very like sort of famous / viral clip of everyone when the free kick goes in, the beer's going in the air,
I've
and
seen that.
it was like a mosh.
seen
pit.
How
that.
much of like a high and low was that in one like
Oh.
hour?
Oh no, that
Crazy.
wasn't enjoyable.
But it's interesting because so many people, even if you don't watch much football, it's like, yeah, but the World Cup and the Euros, because they're around the summertime as well, like everyone just gets involved, and it's such a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
I remember 2018
If
was
you
just
did,
undefeated.
do you support a football club still, even, or have a club?
No, not really.
But if you were gonna have one, it would
Is
definitely,
it-
definitely be
thing is,
Manchester United, wouldn't it?
Everyone asks wherever you go. As soon as you get in a taxi and they hear your accent,
Would-
like
would-
United or City, and it's like
It's not
United.
City. It would
I'll just
never
say
be-
United.
Bolton
all the time.
Wanderers.
No.
No.
Do they-
Wait, is it Wigan Athletic?
Are they even
Where's
existing
is Bolton
anymore?
North?
That's
Manchester?
next door to where my office is, actually. Yeah.
Who is?
The stadium.
Oh,
Bolton
okay,
Wanderers,
yeah.
It's North Manchester, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know where Oldham
Not
is?
doing too well, are they?
Like
Yeah,
East
do I know
Manchester.
where it is? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's-
how they're doing
that's
in
where I'm
football.
from, shit,
Right.
so-
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Raj's takeaway.
Oh yeah, got some great takeaways. That's probably it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my accent's all over the place. So to be fair, isn't it? So
I mean, you're talking to the wrong guy. Mine's even worse. Yes, now it is time for the first ad read. All right, guys, of course, we're back here with our favorite alcoholic beverage, some lovely, delicious tasting, scrumptious.
Scrumptious?
You like that?
Nah.
Give me a better word than scrumptious.
Voluptuous
beer. Yes, guys, that's right. We're here with Beer 52. You love to hear it. Now, you guys already know we actually received loads of pictures of people with the pictures of their beers because we've obviously done this offer on previous podcasts and so many people copped it because at the end of the day, you're getting a free case of beer. All you have to do is pay the postage. Now, the postage is $5.95. But
Bargain.
It is 8 beers. So
8 beers.
Do the quick maths for me, and you'll realize that it is an absolute bargain. And that's what we do on this podcast, all right? Mm-hmm. Now, it is so important you understand what exactly these beers are. They're 8 Belgian craft beers, which is just delicious. Now, because we're not able to actually go anywhere at the minute, but Beer 52 are giving you guys the opportunity to transport yourself to a cozy Belgian beer cafe. Ooh. Now, we can celebrate the country's ancient and world-famous beer expertise with a case of 8 craft beers from some of their finest breweries. Try and say that word.
What? Breweries? Brewery. Nah, I said that right, bro.
Yeah, that's hard, man.
Yeah. It's them lips.
Anyways, these all you have to do is go to beer52.com/fellas. What is that, Chet?
beer52.com/fellas. You
Love
thought
that.
I wasn't
Nah,
primed
you're
already.
tuned in. You tuned in.
You know me.
And all you have to do is cover the $5.95 postage. Beer 52 will deliver them straight to your door.
It's 10p a bit.
Now, Beer 52's beer boffins are on a demented mission to find the very best beer anywhere on the planet. So every month they visit a different country. We're still in Belgium right now. Find the best small batch breweries and sample their finest craft beers, and then carefully curate a case to be sent to their lucky members. It's a hard job, but somebody has to do it at the end of the day. Anyways, guys, this month is a case from one of the world's foremost beer nations, Belgium, which is obviously delicious. You ever had Belgian beer? We have had Belgian beer, actually. Quite a few times. When we go to Tomorrowland, we always get ourselves a little beer.
Yeah, you already know.
Come on now. Okay, guys. So if you don't like dark beer, they also have light beer. So you can just choose 8 light beers.
I'm a light beer, man.
It has to be.
Absolutely for me.
Has to be. So, guys, if you like the sound of that, and always, guys, there's no minimum commitment. So if you guys just want the beer, have that. Cancel it, and look, you've just got a case of 8 beers for $5.95. There's no minimum commitment with this, which is fantastic. If you guys like the sound of that, beer52.com/fellas. Enjoy that. Don't say the fellas don't help you out.
Word.
Where are you from?
Well,
I
was born in London, and then I moved to Vietnam for like 7 years, and then from there to Russia.
Really?
For like a year, then
Nice.
Egypt for like 4 years, then Scotland. Finished school in Scotland, then moved down here. I lived here for like 7 or 8 years now.
So you've been around.
Yeah, no, but it was sick.
You
I loved
enjoyed it all?
Oh, mate, it was class. Living abroad was sick. But I remember, like, because my dad would obviously every few years he'd have to come into my room and sort of break me the news that I was having to leave my school and all my mates. And like sometimes, like in Russia, I've only been there a year and I've just started making friends. And he comes in, he goes, we're moving again. And I'm there like, you're taking the piss. You know, I've locked him out my room. I'm in there crying. I'm like 10, 11 years old. I don't want to move. But the thing was, like, every time once I'd moved after like 2 or 3 weeks of being in the new place, I was like, yeah, this place is sick.
Keep in touch on BBM though, right?
No, it was MSN back then, you know.
MSN. Do you ever use MSN?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
classic.
I didn't have BBM.
No, I never had BBM.
Didn't like the little keyboards on the Blackberries. Yeah, I didn't like that.
I was a Samsung. You know, do you remember the slide up Samsung?
I had a
phone?
Samsung.
Yeah.
I did that Samsung. Yeah.
Or the Motorola Razor, the flip.
Yeah, they were
But
sick.
the people that had those, they were like breaded.
I think they relaunched them like not long ago.
I saw that.
Big marketing campaign. It was fucking weird.
I saw that. Yeah, and
I feel like
now,
it did not take off though.
Have you seen the latest one? They've recreated like the Motorola like Razor in the sense that it's the flip, but the screen is one, so you're just like folding a screen. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Nah, I haven't seen that though.
It's a folding phone, but the screen folds as well.
Technology, man.
Not seen
Bro,
it.
they're doing a madness. Razer are trying to make a comeback.
It's all about them Nokias back in the day. Do you remember the Nokias?
The
Unbreakable.
Oh my
With Snake
Put
on.
that shit in a
Yes.
washing machine. It's coming out even better.
You could do. I remember seeing tests like people would do the craziest stuff, like pinging them at walls, like taking baseball bats to it. That thing could survive a nuclear attack, mate. It was unbelievable. But yeah, other than that, well, I mean, I feel like everyone's got iPhones now, and if you have an Android, like you're just getting bantered in the group chat. Anyway,
You're not an Android, are you?
They're the weirdest things.
Oh, thank
The
God.
Android?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll put anyone here rocking an
I
Android?
actually had an
we're good.
Android for about a year because I had a brand deal.
Yeah.
And they gave me the phone, and I was like, I'll just use it. I only had to use it for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I actually used it, and I was like, fuck, you know what? It's a fucking decent phone, this.
See, this is the thing. People that have them say they're better than iPhones.
Yeah,
No,
but they're so alien to
switching-
someone who's...
Yeah, switching over.
yeah.
So since I had to use it for a bit, I was like, I'll get used to this a bit.
Yeah.
Actually turned out really decent. The only thing is, Instagram and Android don't work well properly. So the Instagram stories...
Bro, they look like it was.
Have you seen them?
6 pixels.
Have you seen how bad they look?
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
It's
It looks
awful.
it's like it was filmed with a toaster
People always
every
say,
time.
but the Android camera is really good, but it's the fact that the app doesn't work with the camera properly.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
their emojis as well.
Yeah,
Have you seen the emojis they use? They're tragic.
Stinkers.
So tragic. But yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, moving around school was cool. But the biggest problem I had, with moving around with school, to bring it back to like a bit of a fashion thing, right? Is every country I went to, like a different thing was cool to wear. Because I would go from like
That's
an
a
international
good
based school
point.
to an American school to a British school. So I would wear like my American clothes and come to like a British school.
Where
and I would
in
just get
America?
bantered.
Did you?
No. I went to, so they would have American schools
Right.
in these
Ah,
countries.
right, okay.
So in Russia, I went to an American school there.
speaking, or what? Right, okay.
Yeah. So
What so was it all like American kids?
yeah, it was mainly like military kids there.
Shit.
So
And they were speaking English.
yeah, they were speaking English, and there would be
crazy,
some
isn't it?
Russian kids that would go there. Like some of their family would want like their kids to go to those schools.
So you
That's
were going to
wild.
a school with American vibes and American speaking kids
Yeah,
in Russia.
it was
how,
like
how old were you when you were doing that?
Well,
Russia?
I moved to Vietnam when I was 3, and then left Vietnam when I was 9, I think. And then when I went to like the American school in Russia, I would have been like 11.
Wow.
11,
Okay.
12. So, but it was just really weird
When
because
did
what
you
I
move
thought
to
would be
London
cool
again?
there, and then I went to Egypt, and you go to like a British school or whatever, and then it's just the people are like, "What are you wearing?" And I'm there like, "This was cool." Like 2 weeks ago when I was in Russia.
You know,
But-
now you've said that though. Besides the UK, what would you say like is the biggest market for the brand? Is it
US
maybe
and Germany. Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah, both online with the UK really.
That's interesting.
Really?
How do you think it took off over there? What was it? There?
I think me and Mike are massively inspired by American stuff.
Yeah.
We grew up like skating, long hair, skinny jeans, Vans.
Wait, you
Whereas-
used to have long hair?
Yeah, dude, like down
Oh,
past
sick.
shoulders.
That's
like, we
funny
were
because I
listen-
wrote a question down. I was going to ask you, didn't I? I said to you,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
going to ask him if he skates because
Yeah.
you did speak about having skating
yeah, dude,
inspiration back in the day.
everything. BMXing, rollerblading. We were like, we wanted that like California life as kids. Like that's how we saw ourselves. We were so different to everyone in our schools because like where we grew up, it was like tracksuits and skinheads
Yeah.
and like
Not much has
weird
changed.
donk music and stuff. And we were
Yeah.
into like rock and roll and
Yeah.
we were just an outcast. But that's where our inspirations come from. And that's like when I was starting the brand, I was looking at people like Nicky Diamonds from Diamond Supply and like the brands like Huff and all that kind of skate scene that was like really booming back then, that streetwear scene.
Yeah.
So, and they were all American. So we was like, oh, let's be the English version of this. And yet let's use British like eras as our inspiration and become what they are.
Yeah.
So you know when you first started the brand, the very first week it really started kicking off. How did you go about doing your very first represent drop? Like, what was that? How many pieces was it? What was it?
It's 25 t-shirts.
Yeah,
And they were
Jeez.
printed
Chip
on-
probably got one.
I wish I did. Be
It was
collectible.
it cost me, I think it was £150. It was a printing company in they were in South Wales, and basically they were doing merch, like because there was like a bit of a merch boom at that time, like 2011
For bands and like
Yeah,
artists and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brands were just printing the logos and stuff and selling it everywhere, like on tour, obviously.
50 quid a
like,
tour.
like they still do now, but it was just a big thing in like streetwear then.
Yeah.
So we just went to one of them print houses and just said, will you put this logo on a t-shirt? And like it was horrible. Like the print came under your armpit and stuff. It was that big. And then we set up a big cartel. That was like
Yeah,
Big
I
house,
remember
that was like the
them,
original Shopify.
Yeah.
Set that up, put them on, and then
You could get on
probably
like,
sold all of them to my friends and not on Big Cartel, but
Did you back then there was like a home page, and it was like if your store managed to get onto that home page, it would start banging.
People would see it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Didn't know about that.
They had like a ranking list of
That's
top brands, and if you got on there, then you were flying.
I'm pretty sure that's how Hype were the same, right?
They were always number one.
They were all, and that is like that's how I first heard of them.
That's interesting. It's like a leaderboard.
Yeah, because that's how I was
going
gonna do my very first merch. Was through that, and so I did loads of research into Big Cartel and just having a little look through it, and then I kept coming across this Hype. I was always number one. It just wasn't moving, and I was there like, what is going on with this?
Wait, is Big Cartel still a thing, or did that become Shopify?
No, it's still a thing.
Oh, it's its own thing.
Shopify is just a monster now, really.
That's what everyone uses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how have you? So you started off doing like 25 pieces, and it was like UK 50. Based, and then so did you just take whatever that money was, reinvest it, and then it just almost like a bit of like an exponential growth?
We just set up a PayPal account, and just left it and just kept putting it back in and putting it back in, and then like I said, when my brother came in after university, after like I've been doing it for 3 years. Then like we set it up as an actual business.
Okay, cool.
Turned it into like a real limited company.
Wait, so your brother didn't come in until after 3 years? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was around 3. He was doing all the graphics, but like we set it up after 3 years.
Yeah.
Like we went to my dad. My dad took me to his accountants, and he was like, "Right, these lads have made a bit of money. They need to like set up as a limited company. What's the best way?" And I sat in this guy's house for like 8 hours, just fucking wanting to pull my hair out. And at the end, he was like, if you've not got X amount in your bank account, you should probably quit with the amount of time you've been putting in. And I was sat there thinking, what the fuck? Anyway, we had way more than what he expected, which was good. Okay. So we're like, we're flying, let's go.
Yeah.
That was the start of it. I actually remember that.
Yeah.
When you get a limited company first set up, that's when you know like things are.
You think you're like got a real business.
Things are
Shit got
kicking in.
serious.
It's a little bit of a good feeling inside. Like, shit, I got my own limited company from this little side hustle.
And anybody could like tomorrow. You could just go make a limited company like for a tenner.
Yeah, or true. But when you are doing it at the same time,
when you're a kid, dude. And
So how old were you? You uni? You would have been what, like 20 around there?
21, I think. Yeah.
21. Yeah.
I think you're the school year above me and Cal. Well, you're 94, right?
Yeah.
And
well,
I graduated 93.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, literally.
And then so from there, you obviously your suppliers and things like that, because I do a bunch of like hoodies and stuff for people that follow me and things. And then so what we've recently started doing is because the order quantity is in the thousands now, it's like, instead of doing it UK based, we've now managed to hit sort of like, the minimum order quantities of things in China and stuff. Right. But one of my biggest fears about that is like, because it's weird. Like when you think of China, people often think of like cheap, quick, fast, which it can be, but it's like, I really wanted to make sure the hoodies were actually still really good quality and people weren't putting them in the wash and them shrinking first, stuff like that. But from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys actually still get your stuff done in the UK?
Yeah, we make in the UK, we make in Italy, we make in Portugal. Yeah. We do a little bit in China.
Okay.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. It depends. It's how much effort you want to put into it, into finding the right suppliers and using the right fabrics and trims. It doesn't matter where it's made at the end of the day. Yeah. As long as you like, there is factories in China that are making Tom Brown. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And there's factories in the UK that are making Alexander McQueen, but can also make a bad job of it. Yeah. But do you know what I mean? There's the world's so like vertical now that you can get anything done wherever. It's just what you're willing to pay. Well, work you're willing to
that was the main thing I was going to ask. Did you go through like the similar process of doing a lot of it through China because maybe your hoodies were priced at a certain?
Well, at the start, I made all my jeans in China. Yeah. Just because that's the only place I could find that would like take on my orders. Yeah. Because we always wanted to make in the UK. We wanted to make everything in the UK. Yeah. And we still try to make as much as we can here. Just it's
expensive, no?
It's very expensive, but it like to get to that level of being able to pay for that, we had to use other places. We had to use China. We had to use Turkey.
Because that's one of the things that like I'd love to have everything made in the UK and genuinely be able to go over and watch the stuff being made, and over like look at it from that perspective.
Is that like an important?
But it's just so expensive. Like the difference in price is like insane.
Oh, people don't understand. It's great, and it's not even just the price. It's like the time and effort you got to put into it. Because most factories here aren't vertical. They like you want to get a hoodie made, you've got to supply the fabric, you've got to supply the trim, you've got to supply the print. In the UK, yeah.
They don't. It's not like a
most factories won't even print for you or embroider for you. You got to then. So then you've got to send fabric, trims to a factory, make the garment. Then it's got to go to a labeling place. Then it's got to go to a print house. Then it's got to get bagged. Then it's come back to you. How much money are you wasting there in just logistics?
Time as well.
Yeah, it's
that
crazy.
sounds like such a process.
Yeah.
But do you feel like it's better to be, when you get it made in the UK, you can go to the factories yourself?
Yeah,
right?
it is good. I love it. Like I love the amount of like personal touch you can put on stuff here. But you can do that everywhere. You can do it in Europe. You can do it in China if you go there.
Yeah.
So
it's true. It's true. I mean, that's one of the, like, people just have this thing in their head. It's like, oh, what it's like, you know, you're getting your hoodie from China or whatever. And it's like, well, no, there's actually, like, you know, there's so many different samples that you go through. And it's not like, okay, here's a design. And then you just hope that you get back the right hoodie.
Oh, dude, it's such a process.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And did China only do it when you order a certain amount?
Yeah. So they have like minimum order quantities.
Yeah.
And that obviously depends on every factory, whatever. I'll have their own different one. Like I remember the first ones I went to, I got them done in Pakistan, I think, and like the fit was really nice, but I wasn't really liking the fabric. And then we got another one done in Turkey as well.
Where were you finding your suppliers, like Alibaba?
No,
like
so so we had I was working with a company that was helping me do all the sourcing. Right, so it wasn't me directly because I didn't have the time to it. Because, well, I mean, you know, just the time consumption. It's ridiculous.
I used to spend every single night just looking for suppliers online. Yeah. When I was like 19, 20, 21, that's all I did.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, but it's hard, mate. It's like having conversations with suppliers all day, every day, and when you've got like 10 of them on the go.
Is there a language barrier ever?
Oh yeah.
Oh mate.
So bad, especially with China.
I feel like it'd be quite a nightmare trying to talk to someone.
Some of the stuff we've received, like, I mean, Amri, she knows, like, some of the stuff we've received, you look at it and you go,
wow,
this is the furthest thing from what I asked for. I don't know how they've managed to get this. And so you've got to go through it. But it's almost like, you know, you're sort of like rolling the dice a little bit. You know, you're certain you've sent them everything that they need to make it, and it comes back, just what is going on?
I did some knee holes in jeans, like across the knee, for the first time in China, and they did the hole the wrong way.
What? So they went vertically down.
They all came to my house and I cried. That was the last time I remember crying, and I was on the floor in my mum's kitchen, just literally crying my eyes out.
Wait.
I'd ordered like 2,000 pairs
of jeans.
Oh no! What a disaster!
That's when I actually left China for like 5 years after that.
Really?
I said I'll never do it again.
Oh my god!
So you ordered? So what you ordered? What, let's say 2,000 of them. You had samples before, or did you just gamble?
No,
on
we had samples before, and we'd send drawings and we'd tell them how we wanted it, and they'd move into production, and it just But that still happens today.
Really? Yeah.
You don't see what goes on behind brands.
Did you ever manage to say anything to them? Like, look, guys, you
get a refund on it. Like,
I told them I was crying.
Sent a picture, like, you know how girls, when they're going through like a little phase, they're sat in bed and they take a little picture and put it on their Instagram story of them just like crying. He's gone and sent him that, like, look what you've done.
Turn all your profile pictures to black, like, you know, don't snap back.
Yeah,
it's so hard because like the language barrier's there, and they don't have like they don't have the empathy that you have for your own garments. So it's just you can't do anything.
They're not asked.
You got to move on from it. And as when I was young, I couldn't move on from stuff like that, and I'd
emotionally attached to them.
That's a lot of bread as well. If you've ordered 2,000, like, wasted a lot. Big waste of money.
We worked in like a little shed in my dad's back garden, and I remember my mates came down because my mates worked with us as well. They came down and they were like, where the fuck's George? And I was in the kitchen asleep on the floor, just like after a cry.
Nobody come and speak to me. No, I can imagine. Like, have you ever had any sort of like howler stories like that? You know, you've gotten so far down the line, and then you've gone and ordered X amount of them, and then you've got them and you've gone, we just can't sell these. Like, we're not going to sell these.
Yeah, it happened recently actually, just with but it's because we're so meticulous with stuff now. Like, everything has to be perfect. Yeah. Like, we were supposed to launch a t-shirt a few weeks ago, which is like our first fitted t-shirt we've ever done. And it's really nice fabric and it's great, but the neck hole, like, it has to be made a certain way so it sits on your neck, or else it will stretch out and the back will go wavy. Yeah. And there was like 2 centimeters out on it, and I couldn't do it.
Really? Like these are the levels we're talking here.
Attention to detail.
Yeah.
Like
we had like a few thousand in each color in the warehouse already, and I just thought, no, I'm not putting them out.
Scrap this.
Yeah. because I want people to buy the product and buy it and buy it and buy it and never
Yeah.
go anywhere else. Like,
Yeah.
I want the brand to be like their thing.
It's like you brought out a new product recently, the 24/7 pants.
Yeah.
And I saw a story or a little like promotional video you had about it where you want it to be worn any time of the day. You go gym, you'll work, whatever. These are the pants you wear.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's you were really pushing that.
Yeah,
Those
I mean,
pants.
that idea came about because like last summer when everything was locked down and I was just in the office every day with Mike and James, and we were just wondering, like, should we make like an activewear brand? And like I always saw there was a gap between the Nike and the Gymsharks, and then like Lululemon. Lululemon's expensive, Nike and Gymshark's very cheap. People don't want to. Well, I don't want to anyway. I don't want to walk around in the day in something that has a Nike tick or a Gymshark logo or something that shows that like this is gym wear. Right. So I wanted to make a brand that was in between gym wear and fashion, but didn't really show its logo much, and you could wear it to both things. You could wear it in the gym or you could wear it to work. And there's not really a brand that's like that. That's very, very, very plain, very easy, but like covers both ends. Yeah. Because I would wear Nike tracksuit pants with one of my vintage tees to work every single day. Yeah. So it was like.
Is there a reason why you didn't, or
why
is
we
it
didn't make the brand?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to keep it in represent. Like represent is my life. So I thought I don't want to go and take energy and work and commitment away from represent to build this other brand, because something might happen to that. So I'll put it as like an extra, like an arm in the business. Yeah. So now we've called it 247 by Represent, and that's that's what that's developing into. So like next month it has a full collection with it, rather than just a pant. But the pant was just a tester because I thought that this thing could happen with it, and it was insane. Really?
Has it been like one of the best things you saw?
It's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah. Like up until last year, we'd be ordering like 500 pairs of pants for a release, and we sold out. It was just crazy. I think we sold like 10,000 pairs in black in a month.
Jesus Christ.
It's just mental.
And you're just there like, we need to order more. Get on the phone now. Like.
And then it was like build the collection out, build a winter collection out for it, but keep it in theme with the brand, because it's kind of got like the aesthetics of what Represent is, but it's got that gym wear vibe to it. So that's why it works.
I feel like now, like with the activewear, I mean, we've recently seen with Ben from Gymshark, like I mean, that's just been valued at just over $1 billion.
Yeah,
crazy. Maybe way more than that now. And it's just interesting to see that there's, it is all these very similar story to you in a sense. He started it off, was making these vests. I mean, you can look back at them now. I mean, they're shit.
Dude, it's the exact same story. We were doing the same thing. We were messaging each other on Facebook saying the same thing. Like, I like your brand. I like your brand too.
Really?
Yeah, same thing.
You still speak to him at all, or
not Ben? No, I speak to Lewis.
Oh, Lewis Morgan. Yeah, sure. I mean, that whole, it's just amazing that it's come from that, and like
what it is
everyone's just smashing it now, which is absolutely amazing.
There's a lot of good success stories in like the brand building world.
And it's interesting. I mean, both of those. I mean, he's like Birmingham based. Yeah. You were saying you were like Bolton, Wigan, right? Am I right in saying that? Manchester area.
My dad's from Wigan, so
okay.
we'll say Wigan.
Okay, Wigan. But yeah, no, it's just interesting that both of you guys have come from in the relatively same areas.
I remember like I was driving through Manchester with my dad, like when we were I think it was like 2015, and those guys was fucking. They were the top guys, like the Gymshark.
Really,
And they drove past in these R8s, and I was like, shit, they're like 1 year older than me, and they've proved that they can do this thing. And I had it in my head all the time, like I'll do that stuff. So
and now you drive a Rolls Royce.
Yeah, you do. I've
Bad
seen
boy
it.
whip, by the way. I'm not gonna. Which one is it?
Wraith.
Right, I'm gonna cop one. This fellow's podcast. If you lot continue to buy the shit that we plug, I'm gonna roll up into the studio in a Rolls Royce Wraith. Yeah, stars. Did you get to pick the way the stars were aligned?
Nah,
in the roof?
I think they do it by hand though. Really?
Yeah. So if you're like, yo, I want this, like, you know how you can get like the pan.
Pan?
No one knows about the star constellations. Anyways, you can ask for like custom constellations.
I think
in
they
the
started
roof.
Putting like shooting stars in some of the new ones.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's a different level, man.
That's a different option. We need some more 24/7 pants to be sold in order to get that one.
Please buy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I've seen it parked outside because you've turned your garage into the gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just parked out there. I was like, that's a little bit of a whip. That.
Did you like that car?
Oh, I love it. Dude,
Yeah.
that's like, even though it's like probably lost 150 grand since I bought it, it's
When did
still
you buy
my
it?
favorite thing. Like 4 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
old.
Thing
She's,
is, I
she's
look-
old
I-
now.
thing
She's-
is-
yeah,
thing
she's
is,
got
I
a
look-
history
I look
about
at
her.
it- I look at it and I think, yeah, it's just a brand new Rolls Royce. That
Yeah.
you've always got it shining
Yeah,
there. And back
well, they brought the Cullinan out now, haven't they? The 4x4, which
Yes.
is unbelievable.
not seen
but
that.
Is that the next one?
for me, I don't know.
You don't know. Have you driven any other sort of luxury top end cars? How does that one compare to other things that you've driven?
I've always liked big cars, so
Yeah.
like Rolls Royce. The first time I ever saw one, I was like, "Damn, I need one of them."
Yeah.
And then that brand has like inspired my brand massively.
Yeah.
Like just the way they talk about the cars and the way they market them, and
Yeah.
that whole like dark vibe about them, and the words they use and the names they call the cars. I use that. If you look at my brand and you look at Rolls Royce, you'll see I have a massive inspiration from
Yeah.
it. So I've always loved it, and that means I had to fucking get one.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, of course.
So that was my goal when I was
Yeah.
like young.
Was there a time where it was like, was it building up towards buying that Rolls Royce, or was it like a day that just came about and it was like, you know what,
I'm gonna cop
it's
one of
fucking
these.
time, let me
Um,
cop it.
Don't know, man. People always have like a negative attitude on like when you actually have a goal to buy something material, don't they?
Nah,
like,
nah,
It's
man.
weird, isn't
Nah,
it?
you
Like,
can- you can
but
do
when
what
I
you
was
want,
when
man.
I was like 18, 19, 20, I was like that. I need a Rolls Royce. Like,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and then the first Rolls Royce I bought was like a Ghost, and it was like pretty old, and it had been fucked around, and like,
Yeah.
they'd clocked it and stuff. But I wasn't bothered, dude, because I was just like, when
This
I
is
get
a
a
Rolls.
and
You
I
had a
got it
Rolls,
and I was like
yeah.
21. I was like, yeah, I'm going getting it now, Dad. And it was like, yeah, go and get it, lad.
No
And
way.
I just remember driving it home thinking like, this is the biggest thing I've ever sat in.
Yeah.
That
And then
was
you
like-
got the tax bill through and you're like, I didn't think this through.
Nah, well, that wasn't too expensive. Just I made
Yeah.
it look good because I wrapped it and stuff.
Okay,
so,
sick.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I mean, I'm one of those, I always think like, okay, look, the end goal should never be like a materialistic thing, but it's
you gotta
one of
have
those that
them.
you got to have that motivation. Like for me, you know, there's certain things that what I do, is I sit at home and I watch yacht videos, right? And I look at them and
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah. I look at him and I go, this is the biggest waste of money I've ever seen. No person there, right, man? Unless you're absolutely breaded to the max, then you just don't buy a yacht, right? It's not, you don't buy one to make money. But I just look at it and I go, I'm gonna have one of these one day at some point. But it's just one, like, and that's what drives me.
But if that's in your head
Yeah.
for the next however many years, then you're gonna work towards that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like that's manifesting, isn't it? Really, and it's a real thing because I fucking did it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I used to look at them cars every single day, draw them every day, and then get them, and then you move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Now here you
But
are.
it's
Parts outside the gym.
Yeah, your own gym, which is
No
sick. But have you seen another car that I've been sort of tempted by, but I've heard like not bad things about them, but like, I've heard mixed reviews. Maybe is the Lamborghini Urus, the 4x4 Lambo.
See,
you
it
know
looks paying.
It does look paying.
But I don't know if I had that, if I was going to get a car.
It's like
of that
what, like
value.
200 to 250 grand, something like that, maybe less. I'm not sure, but it's around that sort of price mark. Have you seen that car?
Don't think
yeah, they're nice.
Do you like it?
I like big, quiet, like relaxed
Yeah.
cars. I've always been into.
Would you ever drive an electric car?
Little Tesla, maybe.
Do you know what? I've never drove one. I've never even
Neither
sat in
have
a
I.
Tesla.
Never, I've
No.
never.
I've
I've always
sat in
wanted
one.
to, but
One of my friends had him, and he had like sort of that ludicrous mode.
yeah.
It was
Is that what it's called?
it was JME when he got his first. When
Model
Tesla
S.
was first becoming like a really big thing, he got that Model S, and he was like, "Oh, come sit in it." So I sat in it, and then I didn't know, but it had this thing called ludicrous mode. He's like, "Oh, like check this out." He's gone and put it in, and it's honestly like. You get pushed back into the seat. It's like being in a rocket ship. I'm not even
Yeah.
joking. It is absolutely nuts, and I love like
But there's
what
no,
they've done
but
with it.
there's no noise.
No, it's dead quiet. Although I've heard people have been like,
I
like
love the little roar, you know.
In the i8, you know what they've done? Yeah, they've added in engine sounds,
Yes, it
and I
had. Joel
go,
had it.
Terrible.
that's an L. That is an L. Like
Bad shit.
you can't. I hope that if someone like if you like the car, then that's whatever, that's fine. But there's got to be a setting to turn that off.
Yeah.
Because every time you're
Come
hearing
through,
like,
come through,
you
come
go,
through the speakers.
shut up, it's not even real.
But the thing is, it does actually sound real.
You think?
Yeah, well, when I went in Joel's car, he used
Okay.
to put the foot down. Couldn't really tell that it was a fake noise.
Nah, you would know,
Yeah.
bro. It's
The thing is, all cars will have to be electric in the next few years.
Yeah,
so
they will.
waiting for that electric rolls then.
Yeah, that'll be happening soon. Yeah,
They've got that thing as
maybe
well.
that'll be the next one.
Mhm.
I'll wait it out.
Yeah.
Buy an electric car, you can put it on your business and stuff. They're trying to just promote the idea of buying electric cars, aren't they?
I did see that. Yeah.
Instead of having to pay a bunch of tax on it.
Yeah. Hey, look. If I need to buy a car for my business, then
It's
I don't want anyone asking any questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
You seen an electric car turn up outside my house?
Yeah. Just know that it was all done properly. Okay. No, but is there anything in terms of goals now? You got the roles. Is there not necessarily something materialistic, but is there something that you're like, this is the next thing I'm trying to hit?
I always look at houses, man. I spend every day on like Zillow and stuff like that. Like,
so you're looking in America. If you're on Zillow, then you're American.
That's where my next house will be.
Okay.
Definitely. That's like a big goal.
Yeah.
For me and my brother. Like his girlfriend lives there, and we want to move there eventually.
Okay, cool.
So,
LA, yeah?
So having a place over there is on the bucket list. Other things.
Would you move the whole business across, or would you keep the business in the UK?
I think I'd keep it here. Like we've got a really good team, and we've got a good network, and like all our suppliers are UK and Europe. So it'd be a bit stupid to go and try and move it to the US. But like we're expanding our distribution, so we'll have places in the US and in all over the world distributing. So I suppose it doesn't really matter where it comes from.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've obviously got goals with the business.
Of course.
Loads of them things, and that's it. I'm just stay focused on that.
Yeah.
Mission continues.
No, it's I think
I would
it's
love
so
to,
important to have those goals. I mean, look, LA. I go there. I've done things where like I'll stay there for like a month. I enjoy it. The house parties are class. Yeah. Like the that sort of side of things is just amazing. I really enjoy that. But then eventually the people just wear down on me, and there's nothing.
But is that not the people that you're around though? Like,
no, in the UK it's very different. In the UK it's so different. Everyone here, like out there, it's everything. Well, maybe it's the people that I'm around in LA.
It might be because when we go to LA,
bro, it's like
we hang
flexing.
around.
I hate it.
We hang around
dude,
with
you're
LA
around,
YouTubers.
yeah, that's the problem you've got.
The worst going out there. But like they drive me nuts. But like you said, I'm obviously going out there and I'm already getting put in meeting these people.
Yeah. That's your circle out there.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So
I've got YouTube friends out there and fucking vloggers and stuff.
Yeah.
And they are all tapped. They're all crazy.
They're all really tapped.
But you just distance yourself from them.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Stay a bit away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned like you're obviously expanding the different places that you were like opening up shops and things. Obviously you guys were in Selfridges as well over here. To anyone listening, if you're not from the UK, Selfridges is like a sort of like a high-end department shop. Is that the right way to say it?
They're huge now, aren't they? They do everything.
They're mental now.
Massive department.
Harvey Nicks as well, sort of like a similar one. But it's where like a lot of high end sort of streetwear, things like that, they all get put in there now. And you guys were in Selfridges. And how does something like that affect not only your business but just like the reputation that you have there? Because I feel like maybe one of the biggest goals in being a high-end streetwear brand would be to be in a shop like that.
I think it's credibility for your brand, isn't it? Like the reason why we took that route of doing wholesale and being in these select stores like Selfridges, like End, like Browns, like Harvey Nichols, is they have a good name and people go in them to shop specific brands and as a young small brand that's like a, how can I say, it's nice to sit next to like the big boys like the Gucci's and the Balenciagas and stuff. So
did you go into the shop and you're like, well, we are now next, we're literally our next door neighbors are whoever,
which is great, and we've got stores all over the world like that. And it's still only a small part of the business. Most of the business is online, and the reason why we do that is just for that credibility and for that look, and just for people to be in there. Like if you love that sweater so much and you know that we sell into Selfridges, you'll go and have a look and try other ones on in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you go into the store and you just find out about the brand, and then you go on the website and there's 10 times the amount of product.
Yeah.
Then you come into us anyway. So
I think that's what happened. A similar sort of thing. I was in there and I came across Kith,
Yeah.
And then Kith now is like one of my favorite brands. And they had a similar sort of thing. I mean, they're a little bit different because they sold other brands in their shop to begin with. When I was in New York, I went to their store and they sold like other brands in there. But for some reason, I ended up just almost ignoring these other brands, and I was just there for their stuff. But I was initially drawn in because they had a lot of different streetwear in there, and I was like, yeah, this is sick shop. And then I was like, holy shit, I'm just buying this shop's clothes.
Yeah.
And they just dropped their latest shop. It was really, really cool. And I guess that's just like a very different sort of maybe business model, or maybe
they came from the other side. They've come from as a store and built it into a brand.
Right.
That's a phenomenal story though, the Kith one. That's crazy. There's not many stores that have done that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a represent store, or like a pop-up
We've
store?
done loads of pop-ups. I mean, we used to just do it based on like where we're selling to the most. So we'd do London, then we'd do New York, then we'd do LA, then we'd do Paris. And like we'd tie it in with the fashion weeks as well. So when we were showing a collection, we'd do a showroom as well and meet our customers and stuff like that. Yeah. And it always goes crazy. Like the queues we get in London are
really
they
have like 500 kids waiting at the door.
That's sick.
Yeah,
and whereabouts do you do? Where did you do the London one? Whereabouts?
We've done a few. Where have we done?
We've done one in Shoreditch, and we're actually
Was it
like when we went into lockdown?
Yeah.
That day, yeah.
No.
It was literally like 3 days before.
Wasn't Box Park, was it, that you did?
We didn't do Box Park. No.
We did it at Protein Studios, and we did it where Brick Lane is.
Yeah.
Oh, Brick Lane, yeah.
Bar, there's like
sick.
a skate shop and stuff.
Yeah. Brick Lane's just a cool like place in general. There, it's really nice. Lots of vintage clothes there too.
Yeah, we used to do loads of pop-ups, man. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
And the old Babe stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Carnaby Street, yeah.
Would you be at every pop-up like you and your brother?
Oh, yeah, of
Every
course.
single one?
I mean, a lot of kids don't go to buy clothes. They just go to ask you questions.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You obviously know what it's like. They just want to meet you and do and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. They'll look
It's
up
fun.
to you. They want to start their own brand
man.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude. If I
That's
could have
sick.
done that when I was younger and met like brand owners, I would have. So you got to give them
credit.
back. Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, man, that's sick. And how does something like you getting put into stores? Are you having to like go out and contact them, or did you just get like an email or a contact one day, or how does stuff like that work?
Yeah, usually we always played the organic route, and we always played the like, let's not fucking go knocking on anyone's door.
Sure.
Let's not try and like piss anyone off because we're a small brand. So
Yeah.
we'd just wait for it to come to us. Maybe it weren't the right idea as a younger brand, but it paid off in the end.
Yeah.
Well, I remember like I was going around a trade show in Paris and like checked my email, and then it was like, oh, an email from Selfridges, and it was like, oh, we want to buy your brand, and it's like, yes, let's fucking go.
That's
And
sick.
it just happened like that over and over.
Yeah.
And they're just like massive achievements that you like celebrated back then, but now it's like they come in every day.
It's normal.
It's just normal.
It's all part of it though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's the same sort of thing.
Yeah,
That first email from Selfridges, that must hit different.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I
First
remember
moment,
that. I was like,
Opening it up, we
Yeah.
want you in the stores. Like
Yeah.
that must hit. That must have been.
And it like from there as well, it's just a snowball effect, really.
yeah, exactly. If you can get a good sell through, they'll order more, and then they'll speak to other buyers, and everyone will be watching you because you're in this store and you're in this store, and then it opens up and snowball.
And do you have someone that like works on that now? Because you've got how many employees do you have working at Represent now?
I only have 16.
16. Okay.
Yeah, we have a showroom though in Milan that deals with all the wholesale trade.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
there's like 2 seasons a year, fall, winter, and spring, summer.
Mm-hmm.
And the showroom's open for like a month during each thing, where all the buyers will come to that, and the buyers from the stores. So like Selfridges buy it.
I get you now.
Yeah.
So Selfridges will send someone over to Milan, and they'll be like, okay, what do you want to put in the shops?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sick.
That's how
Is it you
works.
trying to show them what products you're bringing
Yeah,
out?
so you
and
show
if
them
they
like
interested?
a collection in advance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like just recently we've shown fall, winter in January. So all the buyers would go to that, look at the collection, place their orders. They'd get delivery in like July, August.
And how far ahead are you? Because I've noticed that lately is the biggest thing that I like. So I when I first started, I went to people. I was like, yeah, I want this made. Blah blah blah. This is how I want it. I need sort of 5,000 of these hoodies, and I want them in 3 months. And they went, nah, you lost your mind. And I was there like, what? It's 3 months. You lot telling me you can't just turn on the machine, let it run overnight, and they'll be done in the morning. What's wrong with you? It doesn't work like that. And now I'm doing sort of like, I mean, they want me to be doing a year in advance. I haven't quite let that part of me go yet. But, you know, at the moment, it's like, you know, 7-8 months.
Yes, if you think like Elon Musk is making fucking how many thousands of Teslas a day?
Yeah.
And we can't make one hoodie.
Yeah.
And you just think like, what the? Hold on a minute.
I'll ask for
here.
a sample. They say, yeah, all right, it'll be with you in a month.
Yeah.
Mate, it's
a
hoodie.
I still feel like that now, though.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for 10 years, and I still
That
feel
would
like they
stress me
just
out.
take the piss. But
Like, I actually need to go to a factory because I do truly believe that they get it done in a day. It's a hoodie. Like you're just like down on the priority list.
If you want a holiday to that China factory, let's go.
Let's go square up to and be like, yo, I'm here for the hoodie now. But yeah, so like, how far ahead are you guys when it comes to? Are you guys doing like? Are you already working on next year's stuff?
yeah, we've finished spring summer 2022.
Jeez.
But we're working on so many collections at the moment. Like we've got the 247s now a full thing. So like we've just finished that winter collection. We've finished fall winter. We're working on spring summer. That's nearly done. We're working on summer next year as well, which is another separate collection. And it gets a lot. There's a lot of stuff to do, and like when you're trying to put it all in like a theme and build it out to like a story, that's like where my difficulties lie. Like trying to create a story for each product and create like an actual environment for it all to sit in and look right together.
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of brands kind of struggle with, and that's why they don't get the sales that other brands will, because there's so much effort gone into building a collection out to actually have a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
People love that. People love a story. People love a meaning now.
I think I watched a video. I did watch a video the other day where you and your team were out in a house. I can't remember what it was about.
Soho House.
I'm not sure, but
farmhouse.
you were all there and you were all working on your stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you had people cooking up food, was a bunch of laptops on the table. It was like,
Yeah, man. It was a good.
What you guys just head off to Soho Farmhouse? Yeah.
Because we wanted to make a collection that was
That
like
is
very English farmhouse inspired. Like we
Yeah.
thought, right, let's rent the what's it called? Is it farmhouse?
So yeah, Soho Farmhouse.
Rent the whole farmhouse out for like 5 days or whatever it was, and we'll
It
all
did
just
look
go
nice.
there, take our computers, get the
Sick.
fire on. John was cooking everything, weren't you?
yeah,
the
chefing
food
it
looked
up.
pretty good, you know.
Yeah, man, it was good, and we just vibed out there, didn't we?
Yeah,
Got
the
the
whole story of it was obviously George and Michael were massively into Oasis. So
Okay.
that story where like they locked themselves in a studio.
Oh, is that
We wanted to do it like we're making a record, yeah.
Exactly what we did.
what, like locking in, then just like creating loads of different garments.
Yeah, phones off, and let's just like making an album. Like
I
when
like
you hear,
that, you know.
when you hear
That's
like
sick.
how bands made an album and they were in the studio for 2 weeks and
Yeah.
and they didn't
They just
see
knock out
anyone.
an entire album in 2
Yeah.
weeks, but they're so tuned in.
just drinking and fucking having a good
Yeah.
time, and something comes out of it.
Yeah.
So I guess we tried to do that.
Yeah. That's sick though. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that idea as well. But it's almost like not an excuse, but it's like, yeah, you get to have a good time while doing
Yeah,
it. So
dude,
did you take the majority of it, or is it just like a few you guys, or was it like a big group of you
Well,
of the 16?
Like 6, 7.
Six, 7 of you guys. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, me and Mike do the designing. We've got my mate James who does like all the managing of it, production, everything
Yeah.
like that. Steph has an input who does like all the e-com side, so he knows about all the data, and we just
Sick.
put everything together,
Yeah.
and that's how we build a collection.
Do you ever get it that one of my biggest fears is I'm now okay, so I've created the drop for end of the year. I'm worried come the end of the year I go, I don't really
Yeah,
this
you're
isn't
over
what
it.
I would have made. Like this isn't what I would have. I mean, it's still cool, it's still nice, but you're there just like I would have done something else now that I'm here.
Yeah, that's a big problem with the whole industry, that like you're designing so far in advance that when it comes to it, you've already designed another year in advance and you don't care about that collection anymore, and you've like kind of got over it. And if your new stuff's a lot better, then you feel like it's a bit of a letdown for you.
Yeah.
So then it's how do you promote something that you've done so far ago that
It doesn't really
That
feel the
you-
same. Like
that
you're
you-
in
yeah.
your head,
Yeah, oh,
in
in
your
your
head,
head.
you're already
Yeah.
like a year
So-
on. So this stuff doesn't excite you as
exactly.
much.
Yeah, so that's where it's hard. Putting it out to the public's hard because you're wanting to put something else out that's already
Yeah.
miles ahead. But that's just how it is.
Because there's also like fashion trends and things like that. It's like, okay, well, last summer was neon for, I don't know, whatever. It's like, oh, it's neon. And it's like, how do you guys figure out what is happening? Now, I've heard of, there being like, certain software, certain sites, things like that. They'll all help you figure out what next year's going to be. But
Yeah.
do you guys depend on that, or is it? How do you guys figure it out?
Never really used them. There's trend forecasters and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean.
WGSN,
Those
but
things.
for us, it's more about like looking at what works for us and what
Yeah.
our customers want. And like, I spend most of my day on Instagram just looking at what our customers are buying, what other brands they're buying, what they're actually pairing our stuff with, and trying to and doing it that way.
Yeah.
Because they're essentially that's your customer. You got to be a servant to that customer. So if they're all wearing a specific shoe paired with our jeans or paired with our pants, then why aren't we making a shoe that's in the line of that kind of shoe? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where like an idea will come from.
Yeah.
And you do make a lot of your own shoes now as well.
Yeah, we
actually,
do,
don't
yeah.
you? When did you drop your first shoe?
2015.
And then ever since then, you've just gone with it.
No, that's the hardest struggle. You know, when you said a hoodie takes 6 months.
Yeah.
Try making a shoe.
Yeah. Well, we had one of my friends has just
friend,
started his shoe brand called
Right.
No Two Ways.
Right. Okay.
And he's sort of been going through the same sort of thing. And I mean, his stuff has been doing amazingly well. But you know, it's just, I talked to him about the hoodies, and then he just says, okay, now imagine all your problems, but times it by 2.
Yeah.
You then have like, you know, the issue of shoes, because it's such a hard like market to sort of get into.
And even just the communication, because it's like, I know clothes are 3D, but you can draw clothes and you can give them a pattern. With a shoe, it's not that.
There's so many
like the
different
shaping
pieces
and the
of
last
shoes.
and like how it all comes together and the fit of it. Everything's just a struggle. We've done hundreds of trips to Italy and Portugal trying to get shoes right.
Yeah.
But it only just kind of took off last year for us for shoes.
Yeah. And that's with is it the Raptor ones?
Raptor, yeah.
They're the
You've
ones.
got,
Because
you actually have a pair.
I got a pair
Yeah.
because I wanted to sort of, because I've always had shoes that have always been Nike, Adidas, maybe the odd Puma one, but it's been very rare for me to go and buy a shoe from like a clothing you know what I mean? Like it's hard to stray away from the very generic one. So I was there like, let me just go and buy a pair of shoes and just see what it's like. And I just found that the shoes just go with so many of the other things that I wear, and that was the main thing for me. I didn't want anything outrageous. I didn't want anything, you know, that looked like really bright or whatever. I just wanted a shoe that's going to go with my jeans, you know, my cargo pants, everything.
Yeah, and that's the design idea behind it. Like what I just said then. Like I look at my customer and they're all wearing Nike Dunks.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make a luxury dunk that looks way better than a dunk, has a better shape than a dunk, and fits better with the pant than a dunk, but make it our own.
Yeah.
And that's like the initial concept between like anything.
Yeah. And how, like, in terms of shoe sales and things like that, how have you found them in comparison to like the clothing stuff? Because people are almost more willing to pay more for shoes.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
like shoes for a guy is like a handbag for a girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's bang on.
Guys will spend $800 on the shoes, but not a lot on their outfit.
No, for sure.
So it's good. We've priced our shoes at what we think is the right price, and we've made them like as good quality as we can, and it works. And it's just working at the moment.
That's exciting.
Yeah, you have over the years. I remember when the brand first started out, and the t-shirts were only like 25 quid.
Yeah.
And as you've gone, the prices have gone up, but you're aiming now at like luxury streetwear almost. Is that what you would call it?
Yeah, we just found the right balance.
Yeah.
The right price point to where it's not too expensive, but it's also the same quality of things that are 5 times the price.
Yeah.
Made in the same places and doing the same thing, but we've got the ability, because we're a small brand and we don't have to distribute to all these stores and stuff like that we can underprice all the luxury brands, but we're still at like the best quality possible. So
I mean, that's one of the biggest things I've noticed, right, is that actually a lot of these brands that I'm sure people are wearing right now listening to it, they might be, I'm not going to name any names, but you know, they're you know, in quotations, high-end streetwear, but actually it's your run-of-the-mill t-shirt.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like £1.50 per t, like, you know, like
no,
real.
I don't think that low, but
but like I'm talking, you know, really cheap t-shirt that, you know, just it does not reflect the price that they're paying at. And obviously, as you would expect, as with anything in life, you often pay for the brand, and that's
exactly.
and that's totally fine, and that's cool. But I think people will be so surprised as to the quality of, you know, a t-shirt from, you know, a shop down the road than, you know, a really high-end one is probably actually relatively similar for certain of these high-end brands. And I think it's I think a lot of people would just be sort of a bit alarmed at the fact that they're paying crazy prices for maybe not so much great quality.
Yeah, it's brand power, isn't it? They can do what they want when they're at like that level, but I've always believed in just giving the customer the best thing possible, because then they'll come back and they'll come back and they'll come back, and you won't need to spend all your money on Facebook ads and all these marketing tricks and all that stuff. If you've got a loyal fan base that'll follow you with whatever you do, and you keep delivering the best thing, then it can't not work, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like I went to Selfridges a couple of years ago with Simon, our friend Simon, and I think he bought a Justin Bieber merch t-shirt. 80-something quid.
Nice.
They'd left a Gildan tag on it.
No.
So it was just a Gildan t-shirt.
Really?
Which is how much probably to make? With
Nothing.
just a standard, you know, screen
But
print
at the
or
same time,
whatever.
like merch t-shirts, at the same time, like you would sort of be like, it is a merch t-shirt. Like you're not exactly buying it, expecting
they always
quality.
overpriced there, aren't they?
You're not expecting quality, but no, there's probably so much of that stuff that goes on, but they just take out the Gildan t-shirt tag.
true.
But
Dude, there's way worse than that.
Really?
I could tell you some things.
Yeah,
no brand specific, but we've been around factories in Italy that are the best factories in the world, and there's products in there with the labels cut out that are actually made in like the back end of Tunisia or Romania, brought into Italy to then restitch a label in that says made in Italy.
I was literally about to say,
This is a huge thing in the industry, but like loads of brands do it.
Yeah.
Just to cut them costs. And
Just to cut them costs, dude, yeah.
And plus, if you put made in Italy, people go, bloody hell, this must be top stuff. But actually, it just got imported into Italy.
But it goes back to the start, like what we were talking about at the start. It doesn't matter where the product's made.
Yeah,
as long as it's
quality.
Yeah. They could be getting made elsewhere and it's coming in and it's actually as good quality as Italy. So why does it actually matter?
Yeah.
That's just the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've all just been convinced that shit's from Italy, which means
it's just in your head, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a head thing. Yeah, it's just a mental thing.
One of the stories that we actually read about yourself was that you actually Chip mentioned obviously Justin Bieber and how there was like a story around that, how you bumped into him and then he just asked for a bunch of garms and then he started wearing them. Like how exactly did that work? Like that's obviously a pretty sick plug. Nowadays, I mean, I went on your guys the Represent Instagram and you've got, you know, everyone, like loads of people are wearing it.
That's
now
all
but,
John.
yeah. But it's at the point where it's like, you know, getting Justin Bieber, one of the biggest people, especially in a time that we're talking, you know, when he was was it his Purpose tour?
2016 Purpose tour.
I mean, that is a banging album, by the way. I don't want to hear any slander on that album ever, because that shit bangs.
If you watch his latest documentary on his new album, like he was going through some bad shit then, and he cancelled the tour, didn't he?
Yeah, I remember.
We met him in our friend's restaurant. He like booked it out one night whilst we was in Manchester. And my friend texted me.
Not a table, just the whole
the whole thing.
That's right.
Well, the whole restaurant.
We do that sometimes, don't we? Like when we turn to a place, we said, "This is for the fellas."
I'll
now.
book out McDonald's.
This is for the fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were already in there having a drink, and my mate was just like, "Yeah, just stay in. Few of you can stay in and whatever." And he came in and he was like, he looked at James. James is like our general manager guy, and he looked at James. He was like walked over and he was like, "Dude, where the fuck are all your clothes from?" And James was like, "Oh, this is our brand.
This is our own shit."
Yeah. Gave his card to his like bodyguard, I think whatever he was, and he just texted him and said like, "Can you bring some clothes to the house?" Drove up to this like fucking James Bond kind of house in Cheshire that night, and it was so weird. It was like on a road that was like 5 miles long with nothing there, and there was just girls everywhere, like all of this like 1-lane road in like the middle of the night.
Just absolutely
like trying to find him, trying to look for like where his house was.
I thought you meant like he was.
Dude, like
he just had loads of chicks with him.
They just knew like where the address was, and
They
there was
hunted him
paparazzi everywhere, and you just think, what the fuck's going on?
And then you charge him for the clothes, right? You obviously.
Here's the invoice.
Yeah.
Some weird stuff
Pay us
actually
back
did happen with
after
that, but
what's that?
we'll
Some
leave
weird
it at
stuff.
Yeah. It got a bit much, but he wore it a lot. Yeah, it was really good.
That is a big moment. You're in a restaurant, you're in a mate's restaurant in Manchester, in your hometown. you're wearing your own garms.
That's it.
Justin Bieber walks in and thinks that your garms look so good that he's asked for them.
Yeah, I mean,
that is
it could be Justin Bieber. I think it's like anyone. Like, if anyone comes up to you and asks you like where your clothes from, I'll be wearing stuff that I don't like. That's not mine.
That's true, you know.
And if someone comes up to you and go, "Where'd you get that T-shirt from?"
Yeah.
There's an element in you that just goes, "This man rates
your
my
heart
style."
your heart sets on fire. He starts beating.
And now imagine that, but you made the garms. That must have been mad.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, it was sick. I remember that clearly. Yeah.
Yeah. And then from there, I guess it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, you almost, I don't want to, because it's not a lucky break. It's not the reason why it was successful, but it's one of those things where it just really helps out. And then from there, it's the same with the Selfridges thing. One comes in, another comes in. And then nowadays, I think, who was it? Like Young Thug. There's probably a bunch of different people out there that are all just wearing.
Yeah, all our
stuff.
favorite rappers wear it, which is
Really?
good.
Yeah, that is
so
so
a lot
cool.
more now. Yeah, all of them wear
Everyone, man. Everyone wears it. I love it.
No,
Wow, that's quality.
yeah,
Shit.
it must be sick. It's one of those things like, you know, you create something and then you see them on other people and it's like they've asked for them, you know, you haven't paid them to wear it. It's all just like it's an organic feeling, and that must be pretty cool. It's like they've looked in their wardrobe and they've gone, I'm gonna wear this today. Like you know what I'm saying? That's pretty sick.
Especially someone so high profile, because they have to be particular about they try to be particular about what they wear, because it's going to be
a lot
seen
of
by
them have
millions.
stylists, don't they?
Yeah.
Like choose their outfits and stuff. So
Yeah.
And then
It's true.
stylists are like, represent, that's verified, go for it.
That's verified.
yeah, if you like it, you'll wear it, won't they?
Yeah, that's valid.
That's, that's what they say now. Yeah,
On
that's
TikTok.
valid.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I
saw
see
that.
all the time.
That's valid.
Yeah,
that's what they say. Oh, yeah, it's
that's
weird,
the thing,
isn't it?
isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
that's
such a
valid.
weird little meme.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I find all that, like, that side of things really interesting in terms of like marketing and things like that. I'm not gonna use the word influencers because I really despise the word. But like in terms of Instagram models, reality TV people, even YouTubers, whatever it might be, have you guys done much work with that, or is it? It's less because, like, for example, a company like Tesla, they don't do anything. I'm talking no ads, no nothing. How have you guys sort of approached your marketing and things like that?
Always from the first day, like we always said, like we'll be organic with it. We don't want to go and have like an influencer marketing program where people are shouting about the brand and doing YouTube videos and putting like link in the bio and stuff like that. Like that was never us. We didn't want to do that. Like we're trying to promote a high quality product that we want people to want, not someone to like get shoved in the face like buy this, buy this. So we never really touched on influencers. We have like the micro guys that are like our customers, but we'll also gift them as well because they got really cool looks. So we'll do that just for content. But we don't really do influencers, do we?
Like how we do it is like in terms of if we listen to it, for example, like artists and stuff. We listen to it as like let's get the.
Okay, right. So like musicians, they're
rappers
like,
and stuff.
let me hear the album first, and if the album pops,
exactly.
It's like not social media influencers, more like we'll gift to artists. We'll gift to all our favorite rappers and stuff.
And you said micro influencers as well. Is that like smaller Instagram guys?
Yeah,
like,
just like guys that have brought up with the brand. So like, what if you was to post your outfit like so much and you were always buying represent, we'd notice that and we'd be like, all right, cool, let's start gifting him a few things as well.
Yeah, a couple of people I follow on Instagram.
Yeah, you and me both, really.
Yeah, Elliot B Fit.
Yeah,
you know him. Yeah, a couple
not
of
gifted him yet, but
couple of the fashion guys I followed are always wearing represent.
Yeah. Most of it's organic, man. Like
there's some Tokyo Dons, that have the sickest stuff. We follow a couple guys from like Japan and things like that, and they're always coming with just like the best things.
Stuff,
and I'm like, there's a jacket literally on the floor there, and what do you call it? I saw one of the guys that Chip showed me, and I literally DM'd the guy. He didn't put it anywhere, and I just DM'd him. I was like, yo, where's this jacket from? And he was just like, oh, it's here. And so I literally just went and copped it there. But I think I do that way more now.
What brand is that?
So that one is Alex, can you pick it up and read it out? It's called like Here Is Now. Oh, This Is Never That. Yeah, and I've never heard of this brand before.
Yeah, cool.
Instagram is a spot for me right now finding brands.
Yeah, I found like Instagram
really good spot.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, there's so many pages and stuff that are just doing really cool shit and like little brands that you'd never even hear of, or like one-man bands that are just insane where you can
making really cool stuff. And in terms of collabs, you actually did one, and a lot of people viewing will probably, or at least heard, they know about FaZe. And you guys did a collab with FaZe.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Banger that.
yeah,
I got the hoodie
yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just different. Like,
So what? Like, how did that come about? And second, like, why?
back to LA stories again.
Oh, here we go.
We used
Yeah.
to go out a lot in LA, like every single night, and them guys were out every night, like
Yeah.
Banks
and those
Temper.
boys.
like-
Warwick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Warwick
yeah.
with Tav. Like, do you know who Tav is? He's like their manager or some, like
No,
okay.
Banks
man.
manager, whatever.
Yeah.
He used to be a club promoter. So we'd go to the club with him. They'd go to the club with him. We'd always be in the club together. We'd always they'd come back to ours or whatever, and we just relationship built through that. And we just thought, why don't we just do like a little run of some stuff and see how it goes. Like Banks loves wearing vintage tees,
Yeah.
so we did like a vintage tee with what we always use, like an angel, like the Rolls Royce angel. So we kind of combined some kind of like, it was like a metallic like gamer girl of an angel.
Yeah.
So it was like I guess it was just both of our minds connected to make that thing come to life. Made a little cool video of it and just put a t-shirt and hoodie out there, and it did really well. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. No,
I remember being online for that. Just like, I need to get this fucking drop.
Yeah.
In fact, I messaged my friend Pablo.
That doesn't sound sus, mate, but yeah.
No, I was like, Pablo, when this drops, I need you to buy it for me, because
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna be up, and he's always up at this time. So I was
yeah.
like, Pablo, do not miss this, please get this for me.
Yeah.
It's weird 'cause
I've woken up, boom, he secured it. I was
Yeah,
like, yes.
we wanted to like do a store in LA for it and drop it like as an actual thing, because when I was there in summer of the year before whatever lockdown was, 2019 is it? They did a Kappa collab. So my friend has Kappa.
remember
done a
that.
few. They done like champion as well.
They've done quite a few now.
And they did a store on Melrose, and we was at the store, and it was just there must have been like 5,000 kids.
Yeah. Carnage.
And we were just in the middle of it all thinking, this is fucking crazy. We got to do something.
Was it the store? Was it? Well, you know where round 2 is?
Yeah, it was next door to that.
I thought so. I remember something about that. It was pretty good inside as well,
Yeah,
right?
man, it was
like,
good,
Well
yeah.
done up.
Yeah.
Do they not have it anymore?
It was just for like one weekend.
Oh, was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think so.
They're collabing with a lot of people, aren't they? They've done some good stuff.
I mean, I really like it. I think it's a cool concept, and it obviously works. It helps everyone out, really, and that's all. I guess that's the whole point of collabing. But in going forward, do you have any other like collabs that you guys are working on right now? Obviously, there'll be some that you can't say or whatever. But other, is it something that after you've done something like that, you're like, yo, we should maybe do more of these, or are you guys like, maybe not?
Yeah, definitely. Like building it out to better collections and more products with people who we've always collabed with. But I wouldn't go out my way to find people to collab with. Like we wouldn't go like reaching out to people.
Got you.
Just like it coming organically. Like we've done artist collabs with like Machine Gun Kelly, and then we recently did. Who did we do recently? Megadeth.
Did a couple of bands,
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. Sick.
Just like vintage rock collabs, just because that's like what we grew up listening to and what our inspiration is. So that's why we do them.
Yeah.
So it fits in the brand. Like I'm not going to go and do some stupid thing just to make money.
Yeah, of course. You got to meet them in a club first.
Yeah, exactly. Gotta have a few
gotta
good
have
nights first. See what happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing about LA clubs, if you notice, they always close at 2 a.m, which is very early.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. Like,
think
but then what happens is everyone then goes to
Yeah.
a house party, and then it goes on till 10 a.m. or whatever.
yeah, that's very true. Actually.
I'm already asleep by then, bro. Don't
Nah,
worry.
not
Not
in
when
LA.
you're in LA,
Your
surely
time
not.
different. Yeah, no way.
But I think after when they open clubs back up, I think they'll put that later. Surely
reckon?
they will. Yeah,
Well, I hope
they've
so.
been talking about it for years.
Yeah,
They just don't.
2 a.m. is way too early for a
Fucked
club.
up.
Yeah,
You
whenever
get
I'm in
2 hours
LA,
in a
it's
club
like-
and it costs you like
10,
stupid
15
money.
grand, whatever you're paying. Yeah.
not that.
Oh
Not
right.
all
Okay.
the
I
time.
mean,
That's
Vegas
just you,
is
bro.
Vegas
Oh,
is
yeah.
a 10, 15 grand. Like Vegas. Yeah, have you been to Vegas?
Yeah, dude. We did
You
New
like
Year's.
Vegas?
We did New Year's Eve in Vegas. and
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
like
wow.
one of them nights, but
Now that is a 10, 15 grand night,
Yeah.
a minimum. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a
you
banger.
regret it though. You regret them fucking big spending nights.
Sometimes
Not
not.
New Year's Eve, you can let it slide.
Mm.
It's we went there. One of my friends won a boxing fight, and then we went over there, and it was just there's way too much, and that's the thing is there's just so much money gets spent, and you're there. And then the worst thing to do is when you wake up the next morning and then you start thinking, what could I have spent all that money on? And you start racking up all these sick things you could have bought for like the 10, 15. And if you're doing that 7 nights in a row, it's like, well.
But you are making memories, aren't you, man?
Oh,
like,
well,
you
that's
can't
all,
have them
yeah.
times when you're not
Crazy
pissed out your
memories.
head
It's
and
true.
fucking with all your mates.
The memories
Like,
that
they're
cost
the
a lot,
best.
but they're fucking
Yeah.
good ones.
Yeah, it's true. Whereabouts have you found like your best night out or like partying? Like, has there been a place, maybe in America, even here potentially, that you've been like, this is
Best
the
night out.
spot?
This is a tough one. I don't even know where mine is.
Don't know. We've had some LA nights are just crazy, man.
Yeah,
We used to actually have a group on WhatsApp called LA Nights, and
that was it.
we'd get Tav in and we'd just milk the fucking promoters and get them all to just make us a huge table and be like 15 English lads at this table, and they'd all bring like 20 girls each.
Yeah,
and just be
yeah.
fucking rammed, and everyone in the club would just be like, what are these guys doing? It would just be so funny.
That's sick.
Yeah, we'd always throw after parties and just
Yeah.
completely obliterate the house. And,
Oh
yeah,
my-
it
well-
wasn't
Did you
good.
get a little Airbnb?
We used to do.
Hopefully the
We-
owners aren't listening.
Oh, dude! I remember one night we had a party, and like literally the first night we got there, and got kicked out the next morning
By the owner.
Pain.
by the owner. Yeah, like police came.
Oh.
I got arrested, but it was like I did it as like a fake one. Like, the police came and I was like, "Oh, can you like arrest me for Snapchat?" Because it
That's
was like
such a British thing.
back in the day. Yeah, I got thrown over the hood by this woman like, as a joke, and thinking it was funny. And then next day, yeah, we were gone.
I seen your Snapchat, and then wait, no, it was a joke. I don't believe it.
We had like a pop-up store that we were gonna do that week, so we all went to there. We were all in there with our cases, like getting our hair cut the next day. Like, we've got nowhere to stay.
Oh, and then what? Did you just find another house, just stay there? Yeah,
Luckily.
that's always been the case. Is you go out there, and I feel like usually when you go on holiday, stay in a nice hotel, but LA is just not supposed to be done like that.
No, you don't do
Staying
the
in a
hotels,
hotel is
no
such
way.
a L
Yeah.
in LA. Like you have to go get yourself a house, an Airbnb, and just live.
Yeah. With
Yeah,
your own
yeah, you
pool,
gotta-
of course.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you gotta have the pool and the view.
Yeah.
As long as you got those two things, and you're set.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember there's been some crazy times in there, and it's just like I feel like LA is probably the place where I have like some of the craziest stories, and because I don't, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the place, but I always have stories from
Caving
there.
in now.
Got too many
Yeah,
stories there.
literally, I know, but there's crazy. I mean, you guys almost you went on one. And I remember I came and visited you out in LA just for one night because I had a different house at the time, and I came over to you, and you guys were like on the verge of getting kicked out. I don't know if you got kicked out in the end.
It just is the craziest trip. So we've gone over there. Our Uber guy that's picked us up from the airport, we jump in, and you watch Hangover.
Yeah.
He does a Mr. Chow voice, and then he drops us. He's like kept doing it the whole thing, so we start calling him Mr. Chow, and he goes, "Boys, I tell you what, I'll take the next 10 days off my work, and you guys rent a car out, and I'll be your driver."
Yeah.
So we've
Did
done
you do
that.
it? Yeah.
We've taken this Uber driver. We've rented out a big SUV, and he's become a driver. And he's gone with us to all the clubs. He'll come in the clubs.
He came in the
How
club
good
with
is
you.
it? Dude,
He
we used to do that.
loves it.
Pay these guys to just stand next to us.
Yeah.
Massive guys.
It was mental. He had a gun in the SUV. He let us all hold the gun. You've got Gomf in the back waving it around from Wales.
See, the thing is, this only happens there.
Yeah.
It's great.
Doesn't
It
happen
is.
here.
Why?
Never
Can't get in
here.
an Uber here and have the funniest conversation and end up going back to yours with the guy and having
key,
a fucking
yeah,
drink
yeah.
and then
Yeah, can't
him
do
being
that.
your actual like cab driver for the rest of your
It's
holiday.
true.
It's fucking crazy.
What about,
Fake IDs as
I
well.
was about to say the
Fake-
story
so
of the
we've
fake
obviously
ID.
we've gone there, and all of us are like 20.
Yeah.
But you need to be 21. But
Uh-huh.
we're like, nah, we'll sort this out. So we've gone to like a rough area of LA. We're driving around in the SUV, and people are spitting on the car and stuff.
Shit.
Like, get the fuck out of it. So we're like,
Yeah.
oh, what is going on? So we've gone, got fake IDs in the back of this big like Chinese warehouse. Proper little setup with a green screen and all that. We've gone to use them at One Oak.
What, you got them made? Like, you
Yeah,
get
we
your pictures
all
taken and
got
stuff?
them.
Why don't you just get UK ones off like older people?
I
You
don't know
already
what's
have
happened,
that.
but this is what's happened. Mr. Chow sorted this out.
No.
So
way.
we've gone to One Oak with our fake IDs, all of us. Maybe one of us is 21. He's gone in first, obviously. And then the rest have followed. The guy looks at
It's
my ID
actually
and
like
goes,
some fucking super bad story, this, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
the guy looks at my ID and goes, this is fake. Gives it to the promoter. Promoter takes me to the side and he goes, he knows your ID is fake. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to go to the cash machine, get $100 out, put it underneath the card,
Yeah.
and then walk in and just hand it him.
Yeah.
We've all just done that. Donnie's just made $700 and we're all in the club.
Except for
What a
one
fucking
person.
time.
There's one.
Who
Gib.
was it?
Gib.
Gib didn't get in one time.
Yeah,
Bitch,
so he
man.
gives him the $100, and the guy goes, "Yeah, you're still not getting in." And he just nicked his $100 straight from him.
That's fucking meant.
I'm pretty sure that the promoter came back out and he had to do something to get in. Actually.
Yeah, he kicked
what club
off.
was
He
this?
kicked off like he's got my $100. What club was it? Was it Warwick?
No, it's just One Oak.
Oh, One Oak.
Shit,
Yeah.
Great place though. Great place. There was a
my
time
goodness.
where Tom
It's
Hanks.
so funny, that stuff.
Yeah.
That only happens there, though.
But
like,
yeah, that you'd never get that
Yeah.
here. There's literally no chance. And then there was one place I went to in the US, or in LA, sorry, which the entrance was through a car park. I walked into a car park and it's a very like low key bar. And I'm telling you, they need to invest in some proper lights, because I can't even see where I'm going. It's supposed to have like, that LA vibe.
Yeah,
There's probably a
everything's
celebrity
dark.
in the corner,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I'm like, I can't even see where I'm going here. Like, this is like a little weird
and
maze.
they all wear shades as well. I don't know how
Yeah.
they see.
When they all wear
pitch
shades in
black
the
in
club.
restaurants, and it's like they've got shades on, and you're thinking, dude, I can't see, and I've not got shades on. So what are they even looking at?
Oh, yeah.
Is that because they're just
Anyway,
trying
what
to like be
happened?
inconspicuous?
Yeah, well, what do you call it? Anyway, he's gone in there, and then supposedly, there's, Kylie Jenner, or like one of the Jenners were in there, and we were just sitting in the corner, and this guy comes over and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are gonna have to move. You're too close to them." And we're not close to them. We're like they're in the distance, right? But I'm 20 at this point. I wasn't 21, and so I knew that I was in here, and this guy could just boot me out at any point anyway. So I'm like, "Yeah, no worries." So I moved for me, and like there's like 5 of us in there. We moved further away. And then he comes over, he's like, "You guys are still too close." I'm like, this guy must be on a wind up. He has to be on a wind up. Like, we're so far away. We're almost at, this is a small bar. We're far away from the, and it's not like we're sitting there looking at him. We don't give a shit about what you're doing in the corner.
This looks like a 20-year-old lad's thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't give a shit what's happening over there. I don't even know who it is. I can tell that they're a celebrity, but that's it. And we're all just chilling over there. And then eventually, about half an hour later, guy comes over, he's like, "You guys are going to have to leave."
What?
I'm thinking, and we all just got up and left anyways, and we just went to a club and enjoyed the rest of our night. But it was just the weirdest thing ever. And ever since then, I've literally been like, whatever. Like, people that in LA, like the celebrity sort of lifestyle
Culture,
there is just a bit mad. Like, it's nuts. But the best thing about LA for me is the house parties. And I remember going to one, we got a text, one of my friends, Joe, and he was like, "Right, okay, we'll go to," and this was ages ago. Again, this was when I was around 20, so we're talking like 7 years ago. It was back then. There was a group called the Janoskis. Janoskians. Janoskis are a shoe. Janoskians, is that right? Yeah, Janoskians, and they were really big at the time. A group of Australian lads. They weren't a band. They were like a really well-known, just like, group of Australians.
Right, okay.
They were at the time they were absolutely popping, and we went round to theirs, and we get in, and there's obviously a bunch of stuff that shouldn't be there, right? Anyways, we go out into the pool. There is just like naked chicks just like jumping in this pool, absolute carnage. Anyways, an hour goes past, and I'm having a class time. I'm hearing a chopper.
He's in the pool.
Yeah, there's a chopper going off, and it turns out it was like a news chopper. Looking over it, all this sort of like they were getting footage or something of this house party. Then another 30 minutes go past, and then the police just came in. They're like, "Get everyone out! Everyone's got to go." And I'm thinking they're like, "Someone's getting fucked for this."
The house parties.
Like, the house parties there are
They're
sick.
rammed as well.
That's crazy that you were going then though, like 19, 20.
Well,
we were the same, and like no one else was.
Yeah,
it was
Don't know
so
why.
like I don't know. We were watching like Entourage, and like that made us go. That my brother was obsessed with that. He was like, "Come on, we've all got to go." So we'd like shut the business down for a month, fuck off to LA, and we'd get there and be like, "What do we do now?"
Yeah.
Like the first time we ever went, the first night we got there, we had a party after the club because we didn't know that like you gave your postcode to one guy and that's it. It's the fucking end of it.
Yeah.
So
everyone's at your guy.
we give one promoter our thing. He was like, "Yeah, just bring girls though." We're like, yeah, no problem. Pull up to the house. There's a fucking crowd of like 500 people at the door. There's an attorney, at the door. There's security, and there's a guy bringing a bar. There's a girl with a piano. Everyone's in the house. It's like, dude, this is the first night ever.
Hope you don't mind, fellas.
Don Johnson was like slurring shots all over our kitchen, and we're like, we're all stood there in this corner, and all these people in this house thinking, this is unreal. But you don't realize it's just every day there.
Yeah, it's normal.
Every day,
Well,
yeah.
I guess the girls are literally just waiting for a text from
Yeah,
the 20 promoters that they're
zip
mates with.
code, yeah.
and they're like, this is the spot tonight. They just rock up there. I guess some bring pianos, and it's carnage. I mean,
Well, we tried to have a party once, and there was there's like this promoter in LA called like Romeo or something like that.
Yeah.
Roman
Roman.
Of
Roman.
course, you know Roman.
Roman.
yeah, come on now.
Fucking
Of
Come
course,
on now.
that's who it is, Roman. So every time I go to LA, I'll see Roman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm with him, and I'm fucked, and he's just gone. So have a party at yours. I'm like, yeah,
Never say that to Ryan.
right,
Yeah.
let's fucking have it. 'Cause, you know, and Roman, he'll bring about 30 like Swedish blonde girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've done that. He's brought a load of people to the house. We've all walked in. The camera's right there. The owner calls us and says, "Get everyone out of the fucking house right now."
Really? What? How long had the party been
Fucking
going?
Roman
Like?
as well.
The party probably lasted for about 10 minutes.
No way.
Oh God, man.
Yeah, that's the problem with those. But they've just changed the rules, I think, on Airbnb now, where
can't.
they can only rent them out for like 30 days of the year, something like that. So
Yeah, it's strict at the moment over there, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's strict, but it's nothing like here.
No.
Like, well, just in terms of like the coronavirus doesn't exist in the US. From what I've seen on my Instagram stories, it's carnage out there.
Yeah, they're still going clubbing and stuff.
It's crazy, but anyways. No,
Well,
LA's
that's great for
LA
now.
in terms of that sort. That's what I'm saying. But I think like that would just be like a terrible path for me to go down.
For a life, yeah, to live.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I think
you're not going making a family out there, are you?
no
Let's be serious.
way, no way. Is there anywhere else in the US that you quite like?
Yeah, I love New York as well.
Yeah, New York.
I
Okay.
love New York.
Love New York. I don't think I could
Delta.
live there though.
No.
No, I like being like out in the open.
Gets
You know what I
too
mean?
Yeah.
hot in the summer and too cold in
Yeah.
the winter because it's
Yeah.
like concrete jungle, isn't it? It's just
It's true.
boiling.
It is good to go there, man. I love going there. But
It is just like the movies for me.
Yeah.
It genuinely is like the movies. I went there in December and it doesn't even snow in December, but fortunately it properly snowed. Went to Central Park, just completely
Yeah, like,
white.
that's literally
I
just
felt
like
like I was in a movie. I was like,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is the shit right here.
yeah,
That
it's
is sick. I think one of the places that I went to was well, we recently went to Miami. Miami's all right.
You know what? I've never done it. I've never done
loved
it.
Miami.
You know, I have a feeling you would enjoy it.
Yeah.
Just off
I
of
keep
the
thinking about it, you know.
yeah.
No, it's class.
I know,
Yeah, it is. Miami is open.
It's
Let's go now.
Just 1 week out there. I remember we went to a strip club out there, but in Miami, it's strip clubs a lot of the time have like this sort of like sleazy sort of thing attached to it, but out there it's like going to an LA club,
Just a normal club, isn't
but
it?
everyone that's serving you is just a stripper.
Yeah.
That's what and it's crazy out there. It's a lot of fun. You definitely couldn't live there. No chance
No
of living
way.
there. If
I
LA,
actually thought it was
you
quite
can,
run down, Miami.
yeah, it was.
It's like not as built up, like in terms of. Didn't feel as luxurious, that's for sure.
Nah, not
But
at all.
it seemed like a party hotspot. Like everyone was there, just kept.
Yeah.
and it
We
was
went for
Bowl.
Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah,
Did you?
So it was packed.
rammed. The beach
Yeah.
was just rammed. It's just
We had a good time.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah,
Someone's telling me
no.
you'd like it.
I'd
Worth
I'd
giving.
probably
a go.
end up not coming back though. That's the problem.
No, by the sounds of it sounds like you just sat like there, get a few houses in the different spots.
Yeah.
I love Colorado's really nice.
Is it? Want to go there as well?
Really sick place, man. That place is like if you are like running things like, I mean, you're in the most beautiful places that's one of the best I've been to. Colorado's really nice. Houston, I went to what's the main spot in Houston? What's the name of the? Oh wait, no, it's Texas, Houston. Yeah. I went there for the Super Bowl again.
To be honest, I'd
And
like to go
that's
everywhere,
nuts.
every state, but like I get to LA, touchdown, and I don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Like
'Cause
I
you're
always
just loving
think,
it so much.
yeah, let's go do Route 66. Let's drive up to wherever and just never do it.
Never get around.
When I see my
to
first
it.
palm tree, that's it. I'm happy.
You're there.
I'm happy.
Shit.
I'm great.
You're making me trying to go back, bro. But I need to.
Well, the thing is,
I don't
their
do anything when
borders
I'm out
have been
there.
closed since I was meant to go there ages ago, and I still can't go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
You were
I
supposed
was meant to go over to the Pay's house in last March, and
then
I just haven't been able to go since.
Yeah, that's a pain in the ass.
So, and I still don't know when it's going to open. Like, when is
I
it?
think, dude, well,
When is that going to happen?
they're on schedule with us, aren't they? Like with this vaccine stuff, and it seems like obviously everyone's saying like towards the end of June stuff will open. I think the borders will open then for UK to US anyway, because They're all on the same kind of line.
Yeah.
I hope it's this year, man. I'd like to go.
Oh, no, I think it
has
will
to
be
be
this year.
this year.
Actually, it has to.
I'm praying.
Yeah.
I do want to go back.
For me, I just don't like wearing masks. That's my only thing.
Yeah.
I just don't like that, but I'm not too bothered about anything else.
Yeah,
It's
and
just-
I think in the US, like they're definitely more lax about things than over here.
Well, they're saying like you got to wear double masks in LA.
What?
Yeah, like 2 masks.
Double mask?
Yeah.
Wait,
Nah,
really?
they're taking the piss.
I'm not even
I get
joking.
hot in the store with one little thin
Yeah.
blue one.
Fucking weird.
Really? Nah. That, but then again, that's such like an American thing.
But then,
it's like
like-
not one mask,
Yeah,
but you need
yeah.
two. You know.
But then in
you'll have
Texas,
people-
they've lifted it and there's
Yeah.
no mask. So I don't know.
that's.
But
mental.
there's going to be a lot of anti-maskers out there, isn't there, in America?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
it's
seen
like-
videos like those videos.
We've got rights.
With the fighting in the fucking
Yeah, we've got rights.
CVS and stuff.
Yeah,
holding up
yeah,
a
yeah.
Just
burning
fucking
mask.
put one on, man. Get over it.
Yeah, it's not that deep. Like, it is what it is. All right. Well, I think that probably wraps up the convo for today. Were there any other questions you wanted to ask, Chip, or anything along those lines?
I think we drilled absolutely everything.
Yeah, we smashed it. We really.
I do have a story actually.
Oh yeah, what you got?
So you know Deansgate Locks, Manchester.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very familiar.
I was in a club there once, wearing a represent jacket, black jacket with a gold trim, early doors.
Nice.
And I'm walking down the stairs, and the guy, I must have been peppered, and he's probably peppered because he comes up to me happy, and he's like, "You wearing represent?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "My mate owns that." And he goes, "Here's a discount code, 15%." And the code was, hopefully it's still not the code. The code was M8. And
Just
that was
like
it. That was it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, all right. I'm
Did
pretty
it
sure,
work?
pretty sure, yeah, it did
Dude,
work.
when was this?
Pretty sure he name dropped you as well.
Really?
Because I was like, oh shit. And I think that might have even been when I found out that George Heaton owned Represent, because I didn't know your name beforehand until I'd met this guy. This would have been back when I lived in
Handing
Manchester.
out discount codes. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we grew the brand, really.
Oh, yeah. everyone after this is going into the website M8. Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
I hope I've not revealed that one, but it was so long ago. It would have been when I lived back in Manchester. You're talking
Dude, we used to live in them clubs as well.
2014 maybe.
Yeah.
So it was.
We
I'm
actually
not
did a
sure
launch night in one of
what
them
it was
clubs.
called, but the club, well, at least a few years ago, it was called Arc. It's the one on the far left.
Yeah, dude,
Deansgate
Sakura
Lawns.
it was called.
Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Dude, it
And
might have
that's
been the
what I meant.
launch night that we did, and maybe that's why he was giving out codes.
I don't
Oh,
know.
that would be a mad.
It was on the way to a toilet, and he was just fucked. Yeah, and I was as well. I was just like, oh, Sam, man, thanks.
Fair enough. Did you use the code?
Yeah, definitely. Of
nice.
course I
Where,
used to
you
go.
get your 15% off?
Go get my 15%
Turned
off.
into a customer for life. So it's
Yeah,
good.
there
It's
it
worked
is.
out, hasn't it?
Decent.
Anyways, there we have it. Really appreciate you coming on and
nice
sharing
one.
the story. It's amazing. And if you guys do want to check out any of their clothes, you can go ahead and check out Represent Clothing. What's the exact URL? Is it just represent.clo?
Clo.com.
Clo.com.
Yeah,
Okay,
same
cool.
one on all the socials. It's all Represent Clo.
There you have it. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Big shout out to George and the whole team working over at Represent. And then,
me.
who knows? Maybe we'll bump into you for an LA night out.
100%. That's on the cards, man.
It has to
Yeah,
be.
I'll be
Living
about
up to that
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Exactly. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then, of course, on Spotify as well.
And
We're
Apple.
climbing up the charts. There are a couple pagans ahead of us. Like, do you know what? Yeah, we're sitting in the top. We're sitting in the top 40, and you want to know what's right above us? One right above, and this is taking the piss. I was pissed when I saw this.
No, who is it?
White Noise
Who's
was
that?
above us.
Who's
As in, they just play White Noise. And they're thinking,
Oh.
do you know how disrespectful
Oh,
that
as
is?
in it's just a playlist of. bzzz.
Yeah. So that people can go to sleep.
What,
Anyways,
on the podcast app?
Yeah, Spotify podcasts.
So, anyways,
Spotify.
guys, we're gonna get into the top 20 this year. We'll get into it in the next few months. That's my prediction, anyways. Anyways, guys, much love. Thank you very much, and we'll catch you guys at the next one.
Peace.
Laters.
See you later.